Good morning, Nick Nation. I hope you're all enjoying your weekend as we have it so far. Hope you're safe and healthy, and your families are also safe and healthy. Um, I'm starting, I guess, 5 minutes earlier, but welcome, Shifty Lee. Thank you for the $5, and also Lee Thomas, Alfonso, who cares? Welcome, James Gant. Welcome to all of you. One of the things, as I mentioned in the description box, one of the things that we have come to understand about the Knicks management is they are really looking at players that fit the culture that was established with Tom Thibodeau and is still here with Mike Brown, but a little enhanced. And they're looking to get talent at discounts. They're looking to get talent at discounts. Well, M. Drake, one man, what's up, Organic Fanatic? What's up? How you doing? And so because a lot of people ignore that. That's why we have a lot of content that is pure, unadulterated, clickbait, because people ignore that. This past week, I've been hearing a lot of trade deuce talk. And the problem I have with that is a total, complete idiocy in terms of ignoring the two premises I mentioned. So one person said Deuce faded in the championship series, and a lot of you bought into it. But I want to say this. Deuce McBride's impact, the reason he's in the league is because of his defense. Now we have seen that he actually can shoot the ball. But the reason his calling card is his defense. And not only his defense, but his impact on winning. If people just look at shooting numbers, they don't understand the game. Okay. Deuce McBride. During the course of the season, I looked it up. During the course of the season, this year, he only played 41 games this year. He had an injury-plagued season. Before he went into the playoffs, he had hernia surgery, if you recall, in February, and missed a lot of time and came back as soon as he could, obviously. But if you look at his season production this year, if you look at his production, what I look at with these things is his on and off numbers. What is his impact to the team when he's on the court as opposed to when he's off the court? That's what you want to see with a player like this. Because the more players you have that have positive impacts when they're on the floor, the higher percentage chance you have of winning the basketball game. Does that make sense? There was a time when people were criticizing the Knicks starting five and trying to blame Josh Hart because there was a small period of time when they weren't positive in their plus minus as a starting unit. Of course, I'm glad the coach did not listen to the short-sighted ones that like to be loud, because obviously the Knicks ended up winning the championship. Now, with respect to Deuce, during the course of the 41 games he played this season, the Knicks were 5 points better when he was on the floor. Did you hear what I just said? During the course of the 41 games he played this season, the Knicks were 5 points better than when he's off the floor. In the playoffs, they're 6.5 points better when Deuce is on the floor. So wait, I'm not talking about theory. I'm not talking about guessing. I'm not talking about makeup, NBA 2K. I'm talking about when Deuce was on the floor in the playoffs, the Knicks are 6.5 points better than their opponents. Okay? Also, Deuce is part of the second unit. So when you have a starting unit like the Knicks have, that is obviously a championship starting unit, but then you go to the bench and you are getting more production. Why would you want to change that? And how is it that the team that these people are claiming to follow wins a championship? And immediately after the season, you have people calling for players on that team to be traded. Now, let me ask you, does that make any sense to you? This is my problem. I try to be logical. And there's so many people that are illogical and emotional. I feel like Spock in the midst of a crazy house. So I'm wondering, what is that? You just won a championship. Now, generally speaking, the first priority, especially in this age where parity is so high, I think this is the highest era of parity that I can remember in the NBA. Since I've been watching it over 50 years, I haven't seen this level of parity. You're used to seeing like a three-peat from a Laker team, 6 championships from a Bulls team, okay? Dominance of a team. They get together and they become dominant. But because of the second apron now, and I like that, the second apron and first apron, it's hard to keep a team together that could possibly, if kept together, dominate. It's very difficult because there's a pay scale, an official pay scale in the league. And so you have to pay players when they perform. So, for example, if a player is all NBA, there's a certain amount of raise they're entitled to by the union. If they're all NBA, all stars, there's a certain amount of if they play all of these things, 65 plus games, all of that counts toward them getting paid. And when you win a championship, you're generally going to have to put raises in place that will cause you to exceed the second apron. Most of us understood automatically that the Knicks were going to have to exceed the second apron to keep everybody because Mitchell Robinson was due for a raise. Shamet, you wanted back. Alvarado, you wanted back. Clarkson, you wanted back. Deuce, you wanted all these guys back. But then the owner said, we're not crossing. The guy that writes the check said, we're not crossing the second apron. So now, when that happened, everybody was in an emotional upheaval. But when you sit back and analyze it, you understand, how did the Knicks protect themselves by protecting Mitchell Robinson? You saw they didn't allow him to play back-to-back. He came off the bench. And even with that, if you recall, during the course of the season, there were a couple of times when we might have thought he was getting hurt, right? I mean, am I wrong about that? There was a couple of times Mitch fell or he was tripped or something happened and you said, oh God, get up. I know I was, get up, Mitch, get up. And that's just playing off the bench and not playing back-to-backs. That's what we were dealing with last year. And then it proved a worthy strategy because in the playoffs, as you saw the playoffs, Mitchell Robinson got the biggest offensive rebound in 53 years for the Knicks, and that's what they were here. That's what he was here for. But when you understand the whole situation, and that there were already teams checking with Mitch's representation during the course of the season as to his end of the year availability, you knew they weren't going to bring him back. They were not going to bring him back. Dolan laid down that gauntlet when he said, we're not going over the second apron. And I am glad that this is not the same Dolan that was with the Knicks 20 years ago. 20 years ago, all of the BS coming from Knicks content creators and so-called media, he would have listened to it. He was listening to Stephen A. Stupid when he went out of his way, went to the All-Star game in California and talked to Carmelo Anthony and gave away all that they were building to do that. And it did not end up in a chip. It was a lot of hoopla. Carmelo brought in a lot of seats, and the fannies in the seats. Carmelo was big time. He scored all kind of points, but we didn't win no championship. In fact, in his last few years, we weren't even winning 25 games. So here come Tom Thibodeau. Here come Leon Rose. Everything changed. 72 game season, they win 41. And they keep winning. They had 137 and 45 year, and Tom knew that was because he had two weak defenders at the point of attack in Evan Fournier and Kemba Walker. He had drafted the kids, but he wasn't playing no kids like that. You knew he had drafted Quentin Grimes. You knew he had drafted Deuce McBride. I was telling y'all, let's wait. But a lot of people start overreacting, and they make their overreacting louder than reason. That's the thing about X. You can get idiots to say anything behind their laptop and make it as loud as they want, and people listen. That's the crazy thing. But there's no doubt, not only with Deuce do you get winning, you get it cheap. And this is the calling card of Leon Rose. Now look, he paid $113 million less than he could have with Jalen Brunson, didn't he? But then now he gave OG a max, $240. Okay. Hart's contract was already set before Leon. And we already had Karl Anthony Towns now with the window open. And everybody was tripping because of the so-called 5 picks that they gave away from McCall. Why? What was Leon doing? He was getting value. As I explained at the time it happened, when a lot of people were really jumping off cliffs, I said, listen, if we win a championship with McCall, y'all going to still be yelling about his 5 picks? And what you put that man through with all of that bull crap. And they still won the chip. And I kept telling y'all, when you get to the playoffs, you're going to be glad you got him. He's a playoff performer. That's what Leon was looking at. A dude that can show up when you need him to show up and win. Okay, so that's what we're talking about now. The Knicks have 13 players under contract, which means they can have 2 more to make 15, which also means we know, it's pretty well known, they're looking for another 5. They're looking for another 5. Okay. From what Begley reported last week, they're looking at a lot of 5s. They're talking to a lot of players. And then you still got 3 two-way guys that you could sign. 3. You got 3 two-way spots. You got 2 full-time roster spots. It's not hard to understand what they're looking for. They're looking for as much performance as they can get, the cheapest way they can get. That's why they're not looking at guys like Nick Richards. Anybody can sign him for $5 million, and he may not even be a 3rd string guy. Definitely not a 2nd string guy. Okay? So he's looking, that is Leon, for value and fit. For example, we're not going to get Yves Missy. Jamal Mosley, Joe Dumars have made that clear in New Orleans. You're not getting Yves Missy. We're not letting you trade for him. But why would he have fit? Athletic, 2nd or 3rd year, learning the system, learning the game, learning his position. He would have not only been on the team, he would have been back up to Karl Anthony Towns, a very good backup. And you would have got him at a minimum contract. That's fit, defense, motor, youth, and value. Minimum contract. Okay? He went and signed Cichet. Another guy. Fit, minimum contract. Motor, defense. Okay? And we know that Masai Ujiri has already matched the offer. Don't know why he did that. They're trying to move Daniel Gafford. They're trying to move Thompson. They're trying to move big PJ Washington. Very difficult to do for anybody without giving up picks. Not only they're not giving up picks, Dallas is asking 1st round money, 1st round contract. He wants 1st round picks for these guys. Okay. That hat whisperer. What the hell does that mean? So we drafted Messi and traded him. What does that tell you when you trust your team and your management and not second guessing them as you're doing right here. You are mistaken. So what are you trying to say versus what the Knicks are doing? This is the key here. We are so used to distrusting the Knicks management, distrusting the operation, the organization, that we make very stupid assumptions. What you're really, let me just speak for this fool right here. What he's trying to say is the Knicks wasted a pick. They had a center. They traded him. How many times do I have to tell you idiots that are out here saying stuff like that? They never intended to keep him. Why? Because he doesn't fit. Do you understand what I just said? They're smart enough to know what fits. They never intended to keep him because he does not fit. But you can't see it. So because you can't see it, man, Leon Rose must be wrong. Oh, we only just won a championship because you built a team, right? But hey, listen, we should have drafted some scrub in the second round and kept him. Why? Because you said he was 7 feet tall because, man, he could really fit. No, he doesn't. If he did, he'd be here. See, this is the thing that I'm saying. Instead of defaulting to asinine stuff, default to, yes, Leon is smart and we trust him and know what he's doing. Do y'all hear what I just said? Instead of defaulting to second guessing like you know more than Leon Rose, default to, I don't understand, but he knows what he's doing. How about that? How about that? That's what I want to know. How about that? What's wrong with that? Instead of defaulting to, we need to go get a center in the second round that's going to send in our third. How about defaulting to, we didn't do it because it wouldn't have worked? You know why? Because people think they know more than the Knicks management. They think they know more than Mike Brown. They think they know more than Leon Rose. No, man. No, don't come with that innocent bullshit. No. Come on. You had a reason for saying that. What am I being disrespectful? Because you had a reason for saying it. Instead of being a damn man and standing up for what you really want to say, you come with that side crap. That's what people do. I've been seeing too much of it to not recognize. If I'm not mistaken, yeah, you know exactly what you was doing. Don't come playing innocent. You know exactly what you was trying to say. So they drafted Missy in the second round. Well, so what? Come on, man. That's what I'm saying. Come on. Okay? This is where we at right now. Yes, thank you, Peace. That's exactly what it is. Passive aggression. And I recognize it when I see it. And I don't like when people try to pull the wool like, oh, I'm so innocent. Why are you being so nasty? Because you're being an asshole. And I'm just telling you. Period. I see it every day. I know when somebody pulling crap. If I'm not mistaken, listen. Come on. See what I'm saying? Come on. I don't like that. And people act like they're innocent. Like, I really didn't mean to be an a-hole. I really wasn't trying to do that. I was just mentioning it. Come on, man. Come on. Shoot. Okay. So we're talking about, let's look at stuff in real time right now. Okay? Let's look at it in real time. You want to know what Leon Rose is doing? Look at his history. You want to know what he's doing? Look at his history. He's looking for fit and value. You want to know what's going on with Cat? What do you think is going on? Wait. Do you think the Knicks are going to go over the second apron to sign Cat? Wait. Listen, y'all. Do y'all think the Knicks are going to go over the second apron to sign Karl Anthony Towns? Do you think they're going to do that? What does the history of Leon Rose tell you? Do you think he's going to go over the second apron? No, we can't, Peace. Yeah, and you know why? We can't get Beef Stew. I hear you on Beef Stew. He's from upstate New York. He's the New York type of player. I've liked him coming out of Washington from the get-go. I love Beef Stew. He's second coming of Charles Oakley. There's no doubt about it, with a better jump shot. But he's too expensive for us, fam. We can't afford him. Beef Stew making he's making at least double digits. He's making at least 9 figures, right? 8 figures, right? Let me just look it up. Beef Stew making at least like 12 million or something like that. He making too much money. We can't afford him, fam. Remember now, y'all understand we trying to stay under the second apron. He's playing for Memphis now, if I'm not mistaken. Let's take a look. How much he making? The reason we can't go get beef stew. He asked a good question. Why can't we go get beef stew? Where is the boy at? Let me see. Isaiah Stewart is making 15 million. He's getting 15 million. We can't afford him. No, that's not enough, Peace. Look, Daddy makes 3 million. Colette makes 2 million. You can't send out 5 million and take in 15 million. Does that make sense, Peace? You can't send out 5 million and take back 15 million. The Knicks are trying to stay under the second apron. You understand? I want to make sure. Peace, do you get that? I'm trying to say now. That's why we can't go get beef stew. All right, I'm saying we can't go get him. He makes $15 million a year. Now, if you wanted to tell me this, which would be controversial, but if you want to really get him, you got to hope Memphis wants the 2 players you named and Josh Hart. Did you hear me? That's what you have to. That's the money right there. Josh is making 20. You can send it, and they don't. Maybe they don't want Josh. He's at the end of his career, really. So maybe they want the 2 youngins. You're gonna have to throw in some second round picks. Then you could get maybe even a first round. Then you could get a beef stew. And you gotta hope beef stew fits with the Villanova crew. Okay. Now he fits the New York culture, there's no doubt. But you gotta talk about, can he fit with Brunson? Can he fit with the rest of the crew? Because Beef Stew is used to coming off the bench, right? He's not really an NBA starter, but he could start, right? But that's what it would take to get Beef Stew. I'm just trying to be realistic. That's what it would take. Because the money matches, the money matches with Josh and Beef Stew. But if you're Memphis, why you want Josh Hart? You're going to give up a 20-something-year-old player for a 32-year-old player that's making more money? You know what I mean? You got to give me some more incentive. I need some more. You got to bring ass to get ass, right? You want Beef Stew, what you going to give me? What you want? And so Josh Hart is a prime example of what we're talking about. Josh Hart is more valuable to the New York Knicks than any other team in the league. That's why they wouldn't trade him. It's just like Mikal Bridges was more valuable to the New York Knicks than any other team. That's why he gave up the picks to get him, because Mikal was that final piece. Before we got Cat, they were going to go with what they had with Mikal. Okay, but then came the real final piece, Karl-Anthony Towns. See, and Towns fits the timeline because you see we lost Mitchell Robinson this year without going over the second apron. If you replace Mitch Rob, what you got Andre Drummond at a minimum, vet men, right? If you get another vet men guy, now if Cat, which I'm guaranteeing you, listen, y'all can come back on me all you want. I'm gonna tell you right now, Karl-Anthony Towns is gonna sign at a discount. He is. I don't know how much the discount gonna be, but he's gonna sign at a discount, and that discount is going to be able to cause the Knicks to extend Deuce McBride. If you guys remember when he first got his first extension, you remember when he got that extension? Do y'all remember? It was December. You know what happened that December that caused Deuce? Right away, they extended him in December. Do you know why? You know what happened that year? Y'all remember, right? What happened? What happened that year that caused the Knicks to say, let's get this kid extended right now? What did they do? They traded Emmanuel Quickly, and they traded R.J. Barrett. They traded out a lot of money, and they brought in OG with Precious. Precious wasn't making as much. They brought in OG. That money was less than what they sent out. They had money to sign Deuce. They did it right away. See, that's how Leon Rose does business, y'all. That's what I'm saying. So when Cat gets this next extension and he goes for a discount, the amount of the discount is going to cause the second apron money to go up. Y'all got that? So right now, based on the second apron, based on the value of the second apron, which is increasing next year from 222 to about 233, something like that. So now with that money, you add to that whatever discount Cat gets. So, and it's really his first year salary that we're talking about. So Cat has a player option for $61 million. Whatever he takes less than that, that goes to the second apron. Do y'all understand what I'm saying? And I'm not even a capologist. I just understand some numbers, and that one is pretty basic. So if he takes a $10 million discount, it means he's still getting $51 million next year. That means that 10 million goes to the bottom line. It takes that second apron from 7 to 17. You can sign Deuce now. Deuce probably $8-9 million, right? Right? Y'all got that? Realistically, Deuce, a bench piece on a championship team, proven, gonna be 26 years old. You could get him for about 8 or 9 million a year. He fits right there. Okay, he fits right there. And Josh Hart has already said he's going to take a discount. We don't know how much. The team option for him is like 22 million next year, if I'm not mistaken. It's a team option for like 22. So he's making 20 right now. If Hart takes less than that, if he takes like 18 or something like that, which is entirely possible, that also goes to the bottom line. Right now, Josh Hart is getting 20.9 million. He's due for a team option of 22.3 next year. If he was to take 18, 19, that's another 3 million going down to the second apron and keeps the Knicks under the second apron, you see. Well, Desiri, if they thought Wiseman, and I think, if I'm not mistaken, Desiri, is not Wiseman available like today? Like, he wouldn't even need to be traded for. I think he's floating out there. He could be signed as a free agent. Isn't that right? James Wiseman? Like, he's not under contract with anybody, I think, if I'm not mistaken. He's not under contract right now. Let me just make sure I got that correct. Let me just look him up, man. Because I don't think he's under contract. If he's not under contract, then I think if they thought they could trade for him, they probably would, unless they're hesitant because they're not really convinced about him. That's what I'm saying. They're not really convinced about him. So if they were, and that's what I'm saying, we trust our boy here. If he's convinced that a guy is fit and value, believe me, you should see from now, he'll sign that guy. Obviously, Leon Rose thought fit and value was associated with Musa Cisse, right? That's why he signed him. Anybody that's out there now and unsigned, he's not convinced this is the top fit and value for us. So what you would probably see, I know he would rather sign somebody before camp, but if he doesn't, you're going to see camp be a war. You're going to see a whole bunch of people sign on Exhibit 10, Exhibit 9 contract and come in to fight for that last spot. He's looking for value. Okay. So a lot of y'all mentioned that guy Robbins that was in Liam Robbins. I think he was a summer league guy. Well, if it's him, he would have won the spot in camp. Okay. Now, there's a couple of players that we already know if he could get, he will get. Diabate's one of them. If he could get Diabate, he'll get him. Because Diabate would be a second stringer. He would be right behind Cat. And then Drummer would move down the chart. Because Diabate ready, see? Okay? But if you can't get him, or you're still in a tough negotiation for him, and he could have got Cisse, he would have. Because he signed him, see? So if there's somebody out there, y'all ain't got to worry. I think some of y'all are worried about that you see somebody that he don't see and he's missing them and you're not missing them. That's why I keep getting all these names. People keep coming to me with all these names. What about this guy? Listen, can we agree as far as scouting? I don't think there's anybody better than Walt Perrin in the NBA. Do you understand what I'm saying? As far as scouting, he's at least top 5. What do you think? Walt Perrin, the head of scouting for the Knicks, he's at least top 5 in the NBA. I'm going to be conservative, said that. He's at least top 5. Okay, so if there's somebody out there on the planet, from China, from Spain, from Italy, from anywhere, Walt Perrin will find him. You hear what I'm saying? Walt Perrin will find him. Okay, he'll find him. So y'all ain't got to worry about him missing somebody. And if they pick a guy, that's the guy that fits. See, this is what I'm saying. Sam Presti over in Oklahoma City. He is so good at what he does that whenever he drafts a guy or whenever he picks a guy, everybody's expecting that guy to be good because Sam Presti has a team that knows how to pick talent that fits with Oklahoma City. There's no second guessing from most players when they see Sam Presti pick somebody, they know he's good. Also, when you see Miami Heat sign somebody, that generally you can understand he's going to learn defense. Whatever he is, he's going to learn defense. And if he doesn't want, they'll get rid of him. That's why Davion Mitchell is now, he's a fixture at the point guard right now in Miami because they call him lights out, no, off night for a reason. Homeboy is rough on the defensive end of the floor. Beef Stew, Raheem Marcel, 6044. Beef Stew is Isaiah Stewart, who's now a Memphis Grizzly, was drafted and spent his whole career with Detroit until now. He's now in Memphis, but that's Beef Stew. His nickname is Beef Stew. Beef because he's big, and stew for Stewart. Beef Stew. That's Isaiah Stewart. In case anybody didn't know, yeah, that's his. I didn't make that up. That's everybody knows he's Beef Stew. I mean, people that follow the league know who that is. That's Beef Stew, man. Once was going to beat LeBron James behind. I'm telling you, he's the second coming of Charles Oakley, except he got the modern jump shot. You got the modern three-pointer, Beef Stew, So, and somebody said, well, we would like to get him. Of course, we would love to get him, but we can't afford him because he's $15 million a year. Now, the good thing about Beef Stew is that next year he's got a team option. Go for McCormick. I don't really know. I'm trying to, that's a good question. He asked, did they get rid of Beef Stew for financial reasons? I read yesterday that Beef Stew was feeling underappreciated in Detroit. That's what I read yesterday, that him and his wife was actually praying that he get traded because they felt like he was underappreciated. Now let me look at Detroit's numbers right here. Detroit got $67 million in second apron space. I don't know if it was money. I don't think it was money. With that kind of money, they're paying Cade 50, Collins 17, Duncan Robinson 16, Isaiah Joe 11. They got a pretty tight balance sheet as far as I can see. They got a pretty tight balance sheet. So I don't know if it was just money. To answer your question, Guilford, I don't think it was. I think there was something. Yeah, that's what I was hearing from yesterday. I read it. I forgot where I read it yesterday, but him and his wife said that he was feeling underappreciated, that Detroit management and him wasn't getting along too well, and that they were praying for a trade. And that's what happened. Duran is still, Jalen, you mean Jalen Duran, right, David? I think they're still talking, but I don't know. My understanding from past players in this late stage, they're still talking. If you see him come into camp and they ain't got a deal, he's going to take the qualifying offer and he's going to be an unrestricted free agent next season. And it's a good time for him to do that because right now, as you can see in the NBA, the center position is pretty hot. You go through these things in different markets, the center position is pretty hot. Okay, right now. Some years it's the wing. As y'all know, a lot of times people want wings. Sometimes it's the point guard position. This year, it's the center position. So if Duran was to take the qualifying offer, somebody gonna give him a lot of money next summer. I'm gonna tell you that right now. Somebody gonna give him a lot of money next summer. So we'll see. But I was just saying that, with respect to Beef Stew, next year, Beef Stew is on a team. I think it's a team option, if I'm not mistaken. So that they might exercise the team option. Let me just see where we look at Memphis again. Next year, if I'm not mistaken, Beef Stew got a team option for $15 million next year. I don't know how that works, but it's possible the Knicks get him as a free agent. But that's a big risk because you have to break up this team. Now, as I said, Josh Hart would be the most likely candidate. Put it that way. He'd be the most likely candidate if you want to go after Beef Stew as a free agent, sign and trade or something like that. He'd be the most likely candidate. And you'd be really looking for Beef Stew to take the place of Josh Hart. And that's a very difficult thing to do because of the fit with the Villanova crew. It's very difficult. It's not the light thing, you know, the way them three dudes fit together. You understand those? And Josh wants to retire. Have you been watching Josh Hart pretty much tells you how he thinks. I mean, right? Josh Hart pretty much lets you know how, and Josh has been given the indication that he wants to retire a Knick. Like he loves New York. He really has blossomed here. They won the chip here. Okay, so it's tough. I wouldn't want to lose Josh unless Josh wanted to go, which I don't think he does for anybody, you know, because of the fit. Yeah, so I don't know how we would get Beef Stew except to give up something of value from a championship team. And this is the thing. I don't know about y'all, but I underestimated Andre Drummond. I will say it. I didn't think he had a lot left. I'm still not sure. I don't buy into summer workout videos. Every year, if you recall, every year, Ben Simmons does a video in the summer where he's hitting jump shots every year until you actually got to play. Then he can't hit any. Every year, Mitchell Robinson does a summer video where he's hitting 3-pointers, and you never see him shoot one in the year. You can't buy into what they put out in the summer. Okay. So Andre Drummond has some summer videos, look like he's working hard. Everybody's excited. You know, I would cool my jets a little bit. If we can get 15 minutes out of this boy at a high level, I'm very happy. You know, Andre Drummond, you know, in his prime was one of the best rebounders in the world, because in the league means the world, because there's no better rebounders on the planet than what's in the NBA in the league. So he was one of the best rebounders in the world at his peak, but he's past that now. Okay, he's past that now. So can we get 15 minutes of that Andre Drummond? That's what I would look for. Can we get 15 minutes of heavy energy, motor, rebounding from Andre Drummond? That's what we're going to find out. And I think we are. Otherwise, Leon wouldn't have signed him. Okay, they went and got him. Okay, they got him. So I think we're going to be all right with him. Can we get another guy that's got the energy and the motor and the rebound? You see, Porty, he was perfect third stringer. The energy, the motor is there. He's still learning. You know, he's now third year, I think. So he's still learning, getting into that position where he knows the game from his position. And he got the energy. He got the motor. That was why he went to Philly. Yeah, well, as a man, he's still a young man. I got children older than him. I got children older than Andre Drummond, but this is the NBA. And in the league, 33 could be old. In the league. For what you're asked to do over 82 games plus the playoffs, that could be difficult, okay? You know, it's a young man's game. It's a very young man's game. It's almost like a boy's game. You know, yeah. And LeBron, how many guys in the history of the NBA have played over 40 years old? That's what I mean. How many guys in the history of the NBA? I think I can count them on two hands, right? I don't think there's more than 10 that have played over 40 years old. Now, Robert Parrish did. I can't hardly think of any. How many of y'all? There's LeBron, there's Robert Parrish. Did Grant Hill play over 40? I don't know. And Vince Carter, Jamal Crawford. I don't know if any of them reached 40 when they were playing. So LeBron, I wouldn't use him as an example. Kevin Willis. Thank you, John. That's right. Kevin Willis. I'll give you that. That's right. Atlanta Hawks, Kevin Willis. Yeah, I don't know if Kirk Thomas. I think Kirk Thomas came back to the league with the Knicks and he was 40. But it's not that. I wouldn't use LeBron as the poster child that everybody can play over 40. Let's put it that way. I wouldn't mention LeBron as, because LeBron did, anybody could do. No. It's very difficult to play in the league. And LeBron is looking to be in the rotation at 42. LeBron ain't looking to be like if you all recall, like when our boy came, Kirk Thomas, he hardly played. Remember Kirk Thomas, Marcus Camby was like 38. Kirk Thomas was like 40. They hardly played. Okay, they was just on the end of the bench, dude. LeBron is looking to be in a rotation. Maybe Horford. Was he 42? Again, like I said, we can count them on two hands. But I'm saying my point to y'all is don't look at LeBron as a poster child that everybody can play over 40. It's not. No, they can't. That's all I'm saying to you. They can't. Okay, they can't. Okay, so it's very difficult to play in the league, period. Even if you are superior, which you have to be a superior basketball specimen, you have to be to even play in the league. You have to be. But then to play for as long as this cat plays, you got to be awesomely. You got to be in awesome condition. And LeBron has cooks, dietitians, workout people. You know the whole nine. My understanding is LeBron, I think he pays over $1 million a year just for his basketball side, the diet, the exercise, all of that. Okay. Oh, Taj might be over 40. Yeah, Taj might be. But nobody's looking at Taj to be a rotation piece, right? That's what I'm saying. It's not. Taj could play, but he's like an emergency. Okay. But yeah. So anyway, yeah. So and I'm kind of glad he's playing for Philly because he's not going to be LeBron from Cleveland in 2016 or Miami, 2014. Yeah. I know. People mentioning all these guys, but none of them you'd be asking, oh, can he be a rotation piece? Yeah. So no. I think Nickel's going to stay, from my understanding, Malik, because now that Jack going to stash, they stashing Jack Kyle. He went and got a 5-year deal in Germany that he's happy with in euros, so he's going to be there. So the Knicks still own Jack's rights, and now Nickel has an opening. Nickel has an opening to stay. So I think Nickel's going to stay. I think he's going to get one of them last 2 roster spots. The question is, how much is it going to be? Because he can get the second round exception, which is about 1.3 million. But if the Knicks make a trade, he might be able to get a minimum like 2 million, something like that. Yeah, Jack made the decision that he needed to make for Jack, and that was a good decision. I felt like, I don't know about you, but I felt like Kyle played very well in the summer. Played very well in the summer. So I don't know. But anyway, we'll see. But right now, they're looking for fit and value at the 5 spot. That's what they're looking for. I don't know what they're looking for in terms of positioning at the 3 two-way players. I don't know, but it's going to be fit and value. I could tell you that right now. They're going to fit and they're going to be at value. No, they have to make a decision, Ms. Edwards. They could waive him, but they would lose, because the reason they would lose if they waive him is because they drafted him in the first round, and that would be a wasted pick. You want to get something for him if you can. That you want to recoup what you drafted and you spent 3 years developing. I don't think they would do that. They don't need to do that. They would get, and if Leon Rose, he ain't taking no shorts, right? Leon ain't taking no shorts. So they'll get something for him. They will get something for him. If they want to move on from Daddy, they will get something for him. They're not going to give him away. Now there's a big decision coming up with him, because the option they have to decide on with Daddy is $5 million. Now they're paying him 2.9, but the option that he has for next year is 5.3. So they got to decide whether they want to keep that or trade that. But Leon never takes shorts, man. He ain't taking no shorts. If a dude will be working you just to get a couple of second round picks, which he does, he ain't taking no shorts, man. He ain't taking no shorts. Yeah. I am sure building blocks, something's in place that when the Knicks feel like he's ready and they're ready, they will do something to get him over here, if that's the case. But the Knicks own his rights. So for the next 5 years, the boy is 20, I think the boy is, right? Isn't that Kaya like 20 years old? So that means they own his right. He can go 5 years, be 25, maybe be ready by then. But I have a feeling he'll be ready before that. So we'll see. Yeah, so the Knicks have until I think October. I'm not sure. They have a date in October that they have to decide on Daddy A. What date is it? It's the club option is the 31st of October, 10/31 this year. They have to decide on that $5 million. Yeah, Craig, I don't know. I don't understand it. And I don't understand the continual second guessing of a management team that put this together. That's why I don't get it. Why are people trying to second guess what we should have done or could have done, would have done when we just won a championship? And this team was built by Leon Rose. I don't understand why that would even be a thing. I don't understand. Joker Biden signed in Israel, Bostino. He signed in, I think it's called Maccabee, something like that. I think Joker Biden signed in Maccabee, Tel Aviv, something like that. He signed over there. That's what happened to him. Yeah, that's what happened to him. So, yeah, so he went and did his thing. He wasn't going to break in here at that time. The Knicks are deep, man. The Knicks are deep. That's a good question. Let me ask. That's a good question. Willis Bradwell asked, "Do we still have the rights to Dink Pate?" Let me see. Do the Knicks have the rights to Dink Pate? No, I didn't say dictate. Do the Knicks own the rights to Dink Pate? Nope, they do not. He got offers from New York and he wouldn't sign the contract. He did commit to Providence, so the Knicks no longer own the rights to Dink Pate. Yeah, the Knicks don't own his rights. Yeah, with respect to Joker Biden, this was just the wrong time. He could ball, but he came at a time when the Knicks was stacked at his position. So it was been difficult for him to break in. That's sometimes it's right place, right time, wrong place, wrong time. For Joker Biden, it was wrong place, wrong time. So when he came, he played well that summer. If you recall, he played very well that summer. Left hand, nice game, solid. But the Knicks were in a position where we had more than we need. Yeah, so I think it's possible, APAP. I think they're trying to work out the number for Cat. They're trying to work out the number. So there's got to be a meeting of the minds where Cat takes a discount because he's going to take one, and how big a discount. They got to work that out. Cat's agent, Cat's father, they're going to talk about that, and they are talking about, I'm sure, with Knick management right now. So they got to decide what they're going to do. It could happen before the season. It'd be better if it happened before the season. You don't want that hanging out there during the course of the season. So I would think it would be good, and I think that all sides would want this to happen before the season. Yeah, yeah. Ceché's a possibility if Dallas waives him. Could Dallas waive him? They could. Will they? We'll see. They have to waive somebody. Now, I heard somebody said that Dallas has there's another guy. Oh, Martin. Caleb Martin. They were saying that Caleb Martin is the highest probability to be waived. Caleb Martin right now is owed 10 million, and he has a $9 million player option for next year. So I don't know why they would waive him, because they still have to pay him his $19 million. Yeah, I would like to see us get a center by training camp, but they might let guys fight it out to see who they'll be. There's a lot of options, Raheem. He's an option. If nobody signed, any unsigned guy is an option. That's my point here, is that we must understand Leon is not taking any shorts. He's going to get a guy that fits and gets him cheaply. That's what he's looking for. Yeah. Malik asked, I'm sorry, Malik, I didn't see who you asking was who part of the Anthony Davis trade. I'm not sure. I don't know who bar dump is. I just know that's how I get paid. I don't even know because I got the what's that thing where you don't see the commercials? Premium. I got the premium, so that's why I don't see it. I'm sorry, some of y'all got to see it. That's how a brother gets a little bit of pennies from YouTube, man. Um, we have 2 full-time spots up there, 2, and then there's 3 two-way spots. There's 5 spots. 3 two-way spots are open, and 2 full-time spots are open right now. And the Knicks, and one of those 2 spots are looking for a 5. We know that. So we're just waiting to see who they get. And they're interviewing 5s right now, but we haven't tried. They haven't found a guy they're happy with that they would definitely sign. Or they didn't use the Kabar? I didn't know. I didn't know. I really don't know. I'm sorry about that. I don't understand that. But is that what you heard? Luka and LeBron weren't coexisting? I don't know. I think the Lakers just decided they wanted LeBron's spot for somebody younger. And if you look at the Lakers, they're younger. They lose LeBron, they just got younger. What do they have in the election? I know they got Quentin Grimes, right? And they signed, what was he like? I think he signed for like 60 million, right? Quentin Grimes. They got him. They got Walker Kessler. You know, they got Luka. They got Walker Kessler. They got Austin Reeves. Nice. Luka's 27, Reeves 28, Kessler 25, Grimes 26, Vanderbilt 27, Sexton 28. They got younger. They got pretty. Dalton Connect 25. I think they're all right, man. They're all right. Oldest dude looks to be Kevon Looney, 30. He's on a 1-year deal. Yeah, so they just decided to get younger. And, you know, that's what they did. Yeah, exactly, Malik. I think they were just tired of the LeBron circus. Now, LeBron's at a point in his career where every place he goes is going to be a circus, including now in Philly. It's going to be a circus. Why did they have to mention that he's flying in from New York to practice? Why was that important to mention? It just creates more of the atmosphere of a circus. What's up, Flatbush? Why couldn't he just stay in Jersey or stay in Philly? Why he got it? And why everybody? So what? He could probably buy 10 helicopters if he want to. You know, I don't understand, but whatever. Yeah, Quentin got his money. That's right. Quentin got his money. Philly has did some questionable things though. McCain, you know, that they sent to OKC. I didn't understand that. How you sending that boy to OKC? I don't know. Yeah, he did, Yvonne. I agree with you. And I'm glad the Knicks said no thank you. Knicks said no thank you, man. We don't need that circus. You old, you past your prime, we good. You know, we good. So, but I tell you what, LeBron has come a long way from Akron, Ohio, hasn't he? The young man has come a long way from Akron, Ohio. I tell you that right now. What's up, Craig? Yeah, yeah. Yeah. So I think the Clippers need to get fined heavily. That was dirty. That was dirty. Steve Ballmer, I think his name is. They need to find this boy some first round picks. They need to find Kawhi. They need to find all of them. They need to find them. And they need to squash that trade. That trade needs to be squashed. They need to send BI back to Toronto, squash the trade, and fine them heavily. That's what I think should happen. Okay. You can stop on the 40-year-old guys, okay? Yeah, I'm not looking to see how many of them was. I'm just saying LeBron James, don't use him as a litmus for everybody. That's all I'm saying. You don't need to find every 40-year-old guy that ever played in the NBA. We're good. All right. So yeah, they need to find the Clippers. To answer your question, Yvonne, they need to find them heavily. That was dirty, man. That was dirty. You know, that was dirty. Oh, the NBA, you know, and I know they will investigate the Knicks for jaywalking. I mean, we lost a second round pick. Not that that mattered with Jalen Brunson. They will investigate the Knicks for jaywalking, man. They don't, you know. So if the Knicks was not squeaky clean, we'd know about it. But this Bomber situation is dirty, man. Homeboy's paying off the books. How you going to circumvent the league for everybody else to follow the rules, and you're gonna circumvent the league to get Kawhi Leonard for what? For a first round exit? For him to be a part-time player? Come on. No, squash that trade, send his behind back to LA, fine him, fine them by the amount they paid him. They shouldn't have paid him. Fine them, and then let's go on with life. The Clippers are in trouble because they did stupidness, man. That's really, I don't like that. That's really bad. They broke the rules like that. The Knicks got to follow the rules. Why can't the Clippers? You know what I mean? So yeah. So at least Kawhi got some chips. How many chips Kawhi got? 2, 3? I know he won one with Toronto. He won at least one with he won at least one chip with the Spurs. Let me see. How many chips this boy won? Let me see. 2 times. Yeah, he got 2 chips, 7 All-Star. He was also 7 times All Defensive Team, 2-time Defensive Player of the Year, Finals MVP twice, All-Star MVP once. What a resume, man! But he got 2 chips. Yeah. Yeah. So anyway, there you go. There you go. Kawhi is going to be back in the Clippers. I don't know how much they're going to lose, but they're going to lose a lot. So you can't be doing stuff like that. Yeah, is Haslam still considered an active player, or is he a coach? Because he don't play. He must be a coach, or he may be an active player like Herb Williams was. Herb Williams was on the Knicks till he was 40, but he wasn't playing. He was coaching basically. Herb Williams, if you remember. So yeah, there's that. Yeah. Is he officially a coach? Did he officially retire? Herb Williams? Let me see. Let me take a look here. Not Herb Williams. Udonis Haslem. Dang, he's been in the league 20 years. He's been in the league 20 years. He's 46 years old. Is he still playing? I don't know. Oh, I think he stopped paying in 22, 23. That's what it said. Is he a coach now? I think he's a coach. He stopped playing in 2022, 2023. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I think you're right, Guilford. He's a coach. Yeah. That's right. That's right. So but he did play a long time. He played 20 years in the NBA. Yeah. Anyway, that's that. Michael Dollar, what are you doing? Michael Dollar, tell me, what are you doing? I just want to know. Could you just inform us? Why do you keep posting these 40-year-old players up? What is your point here? I just please help us. Help me, Michael. Help me help you. Why are we doing this? I'm just I'm just wondering. See, it's my problems. I pay attention sometimes. I pay attention. So I'm like, homeboy keep putting all these 40-year-old players up. It's a bot. Oh, okay. I think you're right. Maybe it's a bot. If that's the case, can we remove a bot? Okay. Okay. Yeah, he did, June. He did. The bot, if it's a bot, the bot hit the third rail. So the bot was short circuited. The bot was short circuited, y'all. What happened, man? The bot was. At least we know he didn't get physically damaged. He was a bot, so he just went to the third rail and got. That was the end of that. Okay, that's right. It was the AI, probably. The AI got short circuited. Okay. Okay. I was wondering what the hell, man. Oh man. All right. So that's that. Who's Brandon Carson, Ruggs? I don't know who that is. Who's Brandon Carson? I'm sorry, I don't know who that is. Yeah, I think you're right, Craig. I don't know who Brandon Carson is. Ruggs? They asked if he would be a good fit. I don't know because I don't know who he is. Brandon Carson. I don't know him. Never heard the name before. Yeah, don't know. But okay, yeah, this AI is good. This AI is very good, man. This AI is very good. I mean, wow, wow, yeah, this AI is very good. Let's see you come back from that. I want to see you come back. See what happens. Some people really need a life, man. I'm just saying. There's some people need a life. Sometimes people, I don't know, whatever, man. So, is what it is. Is what it is. Uh, anyway, yeah, exactly. It's like Jason from Friday the 13th, man. They just keep coming back. uh, Yeah, Daron Sharp plays for the Nets. I think he's scheduled to start at the five for the Nets, and I think they signed him to what? He's like $100 million dude, isn't he? Daron Sharp, isn't he? I think he's like $100 million. Yeah, forget him. I don't think that's going to happen. Let me see. Brooklyn Nets, Daron Sharp. They just let go of a nice center to Chicago to keep Daron Sharp. Daron Sharp. Oh no, Daron Sharp is 25 years old. He's on a $10 million contract. He has a $10 million team option for next year. So Daron Sharp is a possibility. And they just signed Mo Wagner. There's a they call a mutual option where both of them would agree, but he's on a $9 million deal. Yeah, they got those two guys in Brooklyn. Yeah, Claxton, right? Claxton. They let Claxton go. Jordan Clarkson. You talking about Jordan Clarkson? He's still in the Knicks. The Knicks signed him. Jordan Clarkson is. You talking about Jordan Clarkson is still in it? Yeah, he's still in it. Jordan Clarkson is good. He's down with us. He's down with us. Claxton on the Bulls, right? Right. Claxton on the Bulls. Yeah, so they let him walk. How much did the Bulls? What did the Bulls get? What did they pay him for him? Let me see. He's pretty good too. Let me see. Chicago. He's pretty good. This Claxton kid. Let me see. Claxton. Oh, Claxton getting 23 million this year, 21 million next year. He got 2 years and $44 million. Homeboy getting a little payday, man. He getting paid. 2 years and 44 million for Claxton. Yeah, Chicago's paying for him. Yeah, yeah, he getting some money. So, Skynet in the building. Is that the AI? Is that the AI? Whenever you see somebody acting that weird, you gotta know it's gotta be AI, right? Um, well, McCormick, it depends on how much Dayron's going to cost. Now, the Nets do have money to spend. Do you think they overspend on Dayron Sharp just to stop him from coming to the Madison Square Garden? I don't know. I don't think so. I know everybody hates the Knicks, but is what it is. That's nothing unusual to us. We know that. That's been the case for a long time. Long time. Knicks hate's been around a long time. The thing that really annoys me is not that there's Knicks hate, because it's always the case. It's Knicks hate from people that claim to be Knicks fans. That's the thing. It's the hate from people in media and content creators that claim to be Knicks fans. That's the problem. Okay. And putting up players and names in trade like Deuce when you don't want to be trading Deuce. Like, why would you say that? That's pretty stupid. Just to get clicks? You supposed to be a Knicks fan? Well, I don't know. Like somebody tried to tell me the other day, I really like Deuce, but see, that's another one. I really like him, but they need to trade him. Listen, man, you don't really like him. Otherwise, you wouldn't say something stupid like that. I said, I'm gonna delete you now because you don't really like him. Don't be talking out of both sides of your mouth. I really like Deuce, but no, you don't. You don't. You don't. Oh, I don't know, Kevin Burr. I don't know. Yeah. Well, Kevin Burr, I think 5 picks is a fair trade. Now, what they did with them 5 picks, that's their business, right? But they did get 5 picks from McCall. Did they get any players? I know they got 5 picks. Did they get any players? Let me see. What was the trade package that the Knicks paid to get McCall Bridges? Let's see. Oh, they gave a bogey. We gave a bodega 44 first round picks 25, 27, 29, 31 protected versus Brian Milwaukee pick in 25, second round 28. They gave up a lot to get homeboy. And all we gave up was Shake Milton, Bodega 44, and Diakite. Mama Diakite. I think they did pretty good on that trade, y'all. I think they did pretty good there. I don't know. They shouldn't be upset. We paid the price. We got the guy. Okay. Yeah, you're talking about Bodega 44, right? Okay. Bohan Bogdanovich. Yeah. So, hey, I think that was a fair trade. You know, what you gonna do? Everybody was criticizing the Knicks side. Everybody act like McCall paid him, gave his own picks, or gave himself away to the Knicks. McCall, it was the Don did this deal, man, and he knew what he needed to pay, and he paid it to get a chip piece. And that's what we got. Oh yeah, well, half of New York, Kev, didn't believe McCall was gonna help us win the championship, so that's not unusual, right? We were getting more criticism from New York fans about McCall Bridges than anybody. I mean, it's crazy. Very few people thought we could win a chip with McCall Bridges. Yeah, I was calling for McCall Bridges from the time he was in Phoenix. I was calling for him when he got drafted by Philadelphia. So I've been calling for McCall for a minute, but especially when we got Josh and we got Jalen. I was like, man, we got to get McCall. And they did it finally. Yeah, I think Presley's right. I think McCall is going to be playing much more looser this year. It's going to be good to see. It's going to be good to see, man. It's going to be good to see him play with unfettered, put it that way, unfettered, right? Exactly. Exactly. It's good to see. It's going to be good to see, man. It's going to be good to see. Yeah, so yeah, I was calling for McCall for a minute. I was calling for McCall and OG and Cat. I was calling for all of them, man. Oh man, yeah, we wanted McCall over now. Either Bridges boy, I would have taken. Even the wife beat. What's the boy name? I would have taken Miles Bridges over Knox. I was shocked they took Knox. I was shocked. I remember even Calipari said he's 2 or 3 years away. He should have stayed at Kentucky, but they're going Fizz goggles in them. Boy, that was a big mistake. Big mistake they made right there. Big mistake. Yeah, no. I think he could have been Craig, but he needed to be developed at Kentucky a little bit more. He needed to be developed. I was shocked. Of all the guys they could have picked to pick Kevin Knox at that position, he wasn't even the best player on in Kentucky that year. I was like, what? Yeah, nah. I wish. Hey, listen, Craig. If they would agree, I would agree. I would take half. Whatever roast I was making, I'll take half. I'll take that right now. Whatever Rosas was making, I'll take half. Yeah, he came in way too early. And sometimes it's not the guy's talent. It's when he comes in and how he's developed could ruin him. That's been happening in the league a long time. Back in the day, there was a guy named Chris Washburn, and he went to NC State for like a season. and he's mature. His talent was unbelievable, but his mind was still 16, and nobody developed him, and he was washed out the league. Then there was another guy named Coleon Young back in the 90s. Coleon Young, again, young dude, street dude, but he just wasn't mentally ready. Physically, he could ball, but he wasn't mentally ready for the league. Okay. And he gets washed out. And it wasn't his talent. It wasn't that. He just, you got to get developed the right way. Is Tyler Kolek a trade piece? You mean like, is there a possibility he could be traded? Yes. Is that what you're asking, Raheem? Thank you for the $2. Is there a possibility he could be traded? Yes, there is a possibility he could be traded. Will he be? I don't know. I'd rather not trade him because the depth that he adds to the point guard position is invaluable to me. Okay, so now at the point guard spot, you got Brunson, you would have Alvarado, and you would have Kolek. That's a really good point guard rotation. You still could use Deuce in there if you need to, but Deuce is a natural shooting guard. Okay, so if you could keep Shamet, Deuce, and Clarkson at the 2 behind McCall or Hart, now you got a really good depth at both guard spots. So can he be traded? It's possible, but I'd rather not. And I'm sure Leon would rather not because Kolek represents value. Okay, Kolek represents value. He's getting paid $2 million something, and he could really be in a lot of teams' rotation, if not start for a lot of teams. Kolek has developed his game under the Knicks organization, where he is legitimately an NBA player right now. Okay, so they both could, but I agree. Kolek and Diawara can be rotational pieces. I agree. So I would not want to trade him. And it would be hard for me to give him up for Diabate. I mean, I'm not saying Diabate is not good. Obviously, Diabate is a dog, but that would be tough, man. Because, like I said, you take them 3 dudes, Brunson, Alvarado, and Kolek. That's a really nice. What y'all say? I would think that's one of the best point guard rotations in the NBA, right? I mean, I'm not exaggerating, right? But I would want to keep him if I could. Yes, he was Andrew Abraham, and I think he'll be better this year. I think Kolek is only going to get better, so I think this is a good thing. See, so I'd like to keep him if I could. He's a piece I'd want to stay on our roster if I could keep him here. Now you're going to have to pay him. I don't know what you're going to pay him. You're not going to have to pay a premium for him because he's not, he just started entering the rotation like last year, really. So you're not going to have to pay him like you're going to pay Deuce. He's not getting that money yet. But let's see, Kolek right now is getting 2.2. He's on a team option at 2.5 next year. So you don't have to really pay him until the end of next year. You can extend him then, but I would really want to hold on to that boy. I really want to hold on to him. I like his game, his developed defense nicely. He obviously has court vision on an elite level, and so he's learning a lot from Jalen Brunson footwork-wise. He's learning a lot. You could see it. You could see him copying Brunson. He's learning a lot from Brunson. And so I'd like to keep him if I could. And then the boy going to be like 25, if I'm not mistaken. Let me see. Kolek is going to, I think, if I'm not mistaken, come March. No, he's going to be 26 come March. Okay. Yeah, he's going to be 26 come March. I don't know. It's going to be tough. It's going to be tough, y'all. Guy that's 26, you want to see in the rotation. Like, okay, and Deuce is in the rotation. He's going to be 26. You'd like to see him in the rotation. Yeah. Kolek has improved in all assets of the game. Shooting, defense, playmaking. Kolek has improved in all aspects of the game under the organization of the New York Knicks. So I'd rather keep him. Somebody accused me of hoping he gets traded. Stop being all in your feelings. If he gets traded, he's a possibility because of what Charlotte would want. You got to be realistic about that. I'm not saying I want Kolek traded. In fact, I'm plainly saying I don't. But I also understand that if we're going for Diabate and I'm Charlotte, what do I want? Some people just can't think like that. But that's what I'm asking you. What would you want? You're Charlotte. You got a team knocking on your door for Diabate. What do you want? What do you want? They're going to get on the phone with Leon. What do you want for Diabate? I want Tyler Kolek. If I'm Charlotte, I want Tyler Kolek. Okay. Some of y'all get under your feelings and start getting hurt, like I do with Deuce. But who's going? Teams already asking about Deuce, and the Knicks telling them no, for good reason. So, yeah, but no, I'd like to keep Kolek. I like him. Some of y'all were getting carried away when he got drafted, but he's gonna be in the rotation as a rookie. I was like, y'all really sick. And some of y'all wanted them to trade Deuce because they drafted Kolek. That I don't like. But Kolek is a piece we want to keep right now. If we can keep him, I'd like to. Yeah, no. Honestly, Andrew Abraham, I think you're right, but I really think Charlotte just got better. Charlotte just got better. I mean, Brandon Miller's the real deal. Knupel's the real deal. They got depth at the 5. They're gonna be young now, but they're gonna be better than people think. They really are. It's hard to tell, Mr. Kennard. There's gonna be a number of, there's gonna be a dogfight in the East this year. Detroit. I'm not gonna even say Cleveland. Philly. Indiana. Miami. You're gonna have a dogfight in East. Boston. You're gonna have a dogfight in the East this year. It's gonna be a dogfight. Detroit, Pacers, Philly, Miami. Yeah, it's gonna be a dogfight. Orlando. I don't know about Orlando. I'm not sure about Orlando. Don't sleep on Atlanta though. The ATL is gonna be good. The ATL is gonna be good. So it's gonna be a tough. It's gonna be a tough battle in the East this year. It's gonna be a dogfight. The Knicks have a leg up because they're the defending champions and they got the continuity. But and that's gonna be huge. But don't think it's gonna be no cakewalk in the East. It's not. Yeah, Orlando, I'm still not sold on because Jalen Suggs has disappointed me. I thought he was going to be a lot better than he has been as a pro. And given the minutes and the freedom he has been given, he's been hurt too much for me. And he just hasn't done what you expect on a consistent basis, what I expected from him. I expected a little bit more from him. Paulo Banchero and Franz Wagner are the dogs right there. Okay. Yeah, Suggs has been hurt, but that's a problem. You know what I mean? You can't be, you gotta be available, man. You good, but you gotta be available. Okay. So, and then they just gave away everything to go get our boy there from Memphis. See? So I don't know. I'm not sure what to expect out of Orlando this year. We'll see. You calling the surprise team, Kev? We'll see. All right, we'll see. You calling it now? Okay. I ain't gonna call him that. Nah, Wizards, I don't know. Yo, the Wizards got the Wizards got the Leprechaun and Anthony Ambulance. I don't know. I don't know. That's what I'm saying. I don't know. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, I'm not. The Wizards got to convince me that I don't know. They got some nice young talent now, though. They really do. They got some time. Toronto, I think Toronto could be good too, especially they're gonna get Bi. Kawhi ain't gonna be there. You're gonna get Bi back there. And what's the other boy named Dick? Grady Dick is back, right? Because they can't keep him either. So Grady Dick coming back, Bi coming back. I think that's it. Anthony Davis, when he's healthy, is a beast. He's about as healthy as a 1994 Jaguar. You understand? He's going to be in the shop a lot. He's going to run smooth when he hit the road, but boy, in the shop a lot. Especially talking about $275 million. Ooh, that's a lot of money to be tying up in the guy that's a part-time player. Yeah, that trade ain't gonna be done. It's gonna be squashed. The trade gonna be squashed. Philly's gonna be good. You can't have that much talent on your team and not be good, but we'll see. Philly. What I think the reason I like Philly is not because of Joel Embiid, because we all know this boy gonna play like he ain't gonna play more than 50 games this year, but it's their bench. They got nice Contavious Caldwell Pope, Justin Average, Adem Bona. That's a nice bench right there. That's a nice bench right there. Okay. Ariel Huporti, Dominic Barlow, the rookie Phylon, they got a nice bench right there. They really do. So, and then of course, the big acquisition was Jaylen Brown. So, yeah, we will see, man. So, I like you can't have that much talent. You can't have both Maxi and Brown and not be good. To me, those two dudes right there. Oof. And even if you get homeboy for 50 games, you still gonna be good. When MB plays. So it's hard to tell. If pattern follows, MB will not be healthy for the playoffs. If the pattern follows, he will not be healthy for the playoffs. If they try to preserve him, because last year he didn't play back to backs. I don't know when's the last time Embiid played a back to back, but he don't play back to backs, and then he gets hurt and sore anyway. So we talking about 50 games at the max. And then if he's not healthy in the playoffs, what you got? I don't know. It's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough. Yeah, LeBron should play a Josh Hart role, McCormick. But it's easier said than done. Josh Hart been playing Josh Hart role the whole time he's been in the league, especially since he come to New York. Shoot. Okay. Dwayne asked an explanation of the Kawhi. In a brief synopsis, let me just tell you. Kawhi Leonard asked Steve Ballmer, the owner of the Clippers, to pay him extra money off the books. So Steve Ballmer has a company, and the company was giving Kawhi extra money, and they made it sound like this was a marketing deal, that this money was coming as a result of a marketing deal. Okay. And so we found out that it wasn't a marketing deal, that it was just Steve Ballmer funneling money through his company off the books to Kawhi Leonard. You can't do that. So instead of having Kawhi Leonard on the books for whatever he was making, they had that plus Steve Ballmer. I don't even know how much money they were giving him off the side, but you're not supposed to do that. So now they had traded Kawhi to Toronto, and at the same time they traded him, the league found out about this extra money. So the trade was squashed. And now they're investigating what they should do about this. That's where we are with Kawhi. How the league say, how should we punish Steve Ballmer and the Clippers for what they did? For funneling Kawhi money through this company. So that's where we're at. So at this point, the league is just trying to decide what they should do about it. And I think they're going to suspend Kawhi. They're going to fine Ballmer and a lot of money. And then, they're going to probably take away a pick or two from the Clippers too, in addition to that. So this is going to be a crap show, in a minute. No, it's not the first time. Not the first time, Kev. You're right. But like we knew that basketball players, since like Wilt Chamberlain and forward have been getting paid by colleges a long time. This NIL thing is official, but I'm saying they pay Wilt, they pay Jabbar. What you gonna do? You want to get these players on your team, you better give them some extra money, especially they coming from poor backgrounds. Okay, so that's been going on a long time. Yeah, they did that too. That's right, APAP. They did rob New York. They did. That was purposely done. Purposely done. That's right. So that's where we're at, Dwayne. They're going to have to find out. They got to figure out how they're going to punish the Clippers for this. That's what they got to figure out. Yeah, so we'll see. I think it's going to be heavy punishment for that. I mean, you're right. I mean, it's not like it's new, but when you get caught, though, when you get caught, oh, man. The expansion of the league, I like it. especially the places they're talking about. If I'm not mistaken, it's Las Vegas is one. What's the other one, yo? Seattle, right? It's Seattle and Las Vegas. And my understanding is they're gonna move a West Coast team to the east, and the likely partner would be the Timberwolves going east, and two teams being added to the west. So I like it. I don't mind it. It gives more players an opportunity to make the league. It gives more players an opportunity to make the league. Now it's going to dilute the league a little bit. I mean, if you remember, the league had Vancouver was a expansion team. Wasn't that the last one? Was it Vancouver Grizzlies that became Memphis eventually? And then New Orleans. New Orleans was called the Hornets when they drafted Chris Paul, right? They were New Orleans Hornets. Then they changed to the Pelicans, and the Hornets went back to Charlotte. But yeah, they did that before. So Vancouver was one, and I think New Orleans was one. And then the Seattle Supersonics became, with Memphis, became Oklahoma City. Memphis was the Vancouver team, and then Supersonics became Oklahoma City. So I don't mind it. I don't mind it. In fact, if it were possible, it's very difficult, but I'd like to see some European teams included with the league. Now they get stomped on, they would, but I don't know how you're going to do that because the road games would be hell. You know what I mean? So I don't know how they would do that. But yeah, it's supposed to be. Kev, my understanding is going to be Las Vegas and Seattle, and they're going to be added to the West. So you got to subtract a team from the West in order to keep balance. So you add Minnesota to the East, and you get 16 teams in the East, 15 in the West. Then you add two teams, you have 17. I forgot how they're going to do it, but they're going to add two teams to the West, and then they're going to add Minnesota to the East. Yeah, that's a good idea, Kev. Having European League like they had the AFL and the NFL, I don't know. But I don't know. But they will get better eventually, FBA Friedman, brother, man. Thanks for the $5. Can Knicks do a package deal with the Pelicans and Hornets? GTA McBride McComb, please stop mentioning Deuce in trades. Let me say it again for those in the back. Please stop mentioning Deuce in trades. No, they're not going to do a package deal. No, they are not. So you're asking the Knicks to lose two rotation pieces from a championship team. For what? And a young player and two draft picks for Misi. Well, no. You're overpaying. See, what happens is New York Knicks fans are so desperate always that they're willing to give away the store for stuff that's not worth it. Exactly, Kevin. That's a desperation move. That's not a smart chess move. That's a desperation. I'll give away the store for crap move. I'm sorry, but that's what it is. Okay? Stop being desperate. We're not desperate. The Knicks can go into the season. They can pick any slob for the third string if they wanted to, and we'll be okay. They're trying to get value in the third string center. You really don't stop mentioning Deuce in trades. And we just got Alvarado. Why would we want to trade him? I don't know. Andrew Abraham, I don't know. We just signed Alvarado. I don't think Alvarado is available to be traded to December 15th anyway, because they just re-signed him to an extension, didn't they? I mean, really, Malik, I'm saying, trade package? No. No need to get desperate and give away the store. No need to do that. No, we shouldn't sign Richards. Again, FBA, listen to me carefully, okay? Thank you for the $2. Listen to me very carefully. Do you believe our management team knows more than you? Do you believe that Leon Rose, Walt Perrin, Brock Aller know more about what they're doing than you do? That's what I want to know. Because if they do and they haven't signed Richards, what logically tells you? What does that logic say? That's what I'm saying to you. So they haven't signed Nick Richards. He's available. So if they haven't signed him and they know more than you, what does that logic tell you? That's what I want to know. it tells me they're not interested in Nick Richards. They don't think he fits. They don't think he would be a help. They don't think they can get him at enough discount. That's why they haven't signed him. We don't approach these things out of desperation. The Knicks have the upper hand. The Knicks are dealing from a position of strength. Okay, you have to understand this. The Knicks are not dealing from a position of weakness. Somebody said the other day, "Oh, Memphis got size. We got to add size." Because I said, "So because Memphis added size, we need to add size." The Memphis, I don't recall them winning a championship. So we have to understand, if a guy's not signed, they didn't sign Nick Richards, they're not interested in Nick Richards. If they, and this you have to understand too, you go to the store to buy something, right? You go to the grocery store. Don't you look at the prices? Like, there are people right now that would like a steak, but they're not going to pay $30 for a steak they could have paid $15 for 2 years ago. You hear me? So Leon Rose goes into the market and he has a price. He knows what he wants to pay, and he knows what he's not going to pay. You see? So when he goes into the market, he knows he's going to pay. He said, "Okay, I'll pay this amount. I'm not paying this amount. So I'm not going to go over my price." That's why we're a championship team. He resisted including Dante DiVincenzo in the Cat trade because he knew he could get Cat, because he knew Minnesota didn't want to pay the luxury taxes and second apron money they would have to pay to keep Cat. He knew that. So he was resistant. He was going to give him Julius Randle. I heard he would even go give him Mitch Rob, but he wasn't going to give him Dante. They had to push Dante. That's why when you look at what happened that year, Cat missed training camp. Cat barely had any training camp that first year. Why? Because the Knicks were trying to hold off putting Dante DiVincenzo in the trade. Minnesota was insisting on having Dante DiVincenzo. At the end of the day, the Don pulled the trigger. But he's not just going to give away dudes because somebody acting desperate. He's not doing that. Well, they really, Freeman, they're not hosting centers for, I could tell you right now, they're not hosting trials for centers. Why am I saying that? If the Knicks are going to come down to, we got to make up our mind about a center, they'll do it in training camp. They'll let whatever center prove their worth, win the job in training camp. They're not going to host private workouts for centers. That's not going to happen. Not only that, and do you realize when you're trying out for an NBA team, you get some money for that. That's what did Exhibit 9 and Exhibit 10. You'll hear them talk about, listen, y'all learn something now. Exhibit 9, Exhibit 10 guarantees the guy that's coming into camp a certain amount of money if he doesn't make the team. Yeah, I think some of them get $85,000, some will get $50,000, but that's some money. So you're not going to hold private workouts and not pay these guys. So they're going to sign them. You're going to see Exhibit 9 and Exhibit 10 deals getting signed before training camp because they get money for coming. Okay. Nobody does. The other day, Sha'Carri Richardson, somebody said, "I bet you I could beat you in the race." You know what Sha'Carri said? She said, "I ain't running for free no more." Girlfriend smart. What if she running, pulls her hammy or something? She said, "I ain't running for free no more." Nobody does nothing for free, y'all. See? So that's why they're going to have centers come into training camp. Yes. Somebody's going to have to make the team, especially if they don't sign a guy or trade for a guy before training camp. So I'm going to tell you right now, if the Knicks are able to get Diabate before camp, he's going to get got. They're going to get him. But if they can't and they got to pull the training camp deal, they'll do it. They'll do it. I know, Prezi, you're right. Prezi, you ain't lying yet, bro. You ain't lying yet. Yeah, y'all gotta get out of this mentality that you could just second guess everything Leon Rose does. That's don't do that. Don't do that. And number two, quit acting like you're seeing players that Leon Rose missed. They ain't missed nobody. If they thought Nick Richards is the guy, they would have signed him. Tyler, I think you mean Tyler Kolek, FBA? You mean Tyler Kolek? Oh, you mean Tyler Nickel? You talking about Nickel, right? FBA, he ain't signed yet. They're gonna sign him though. He ain't signed yet. Once you saw Jack Kyle go back to Germany, Nickel's gonna get signed. Okay, that's gonna happen. Yeah, Nickel gonna get signed. Nickel gonna get signed. Don't worry about that. He gonna get signed. Once you saw Kyle go to Germany, that competition is over. He's in Germany getting paid. Nickel's gonna stay in New York. He's gonna get some money. I don't know if it's $1.3 million or a $2 million deal. We'll see. But we'll see. And the only reason I say it is because they don't have enough money to sign 2 minimum contracts. They only got $3 million. The Don understands that he's not going over that. So that means if they trade a guy and get enough money off their books or save 500,000, then you might see that. But we'll see. Yeah, we own Kyle's rights. Yes, we do. We own Kyle's rights. Yes, we do. Yes, we do. We own James Najee's rights too, even though he's running all over college. I don't know why, but whatever. But yeah, we own James Najee's rights as well. So we'll see. We don't have Dink Pate's rights. He's gonna be good too. Dink Pate's gonna be good, man. But anyway, is what it is. No, I think he just came in late to the party, and he's missed out with chemistry. Do we see? Yeah, I do, Raheem. I see the Knicks are in a position to repeat. The first team in a long time in that position. I think all of us, if I'm not mistaken, didn't y'all think Oklahoma was going to repeat or at least be in the championship this year, 2026? Didn't y'all think that Oklahoma was going to be back? I thought they would. I thought they'd be back, but they lost to San Antonio. They didn't match up well with the Spurs, and that's what happened. Okay. That's up, Donnell. Yeah, they didn't match up well with the Spurs, and that's the Spurs beat them in 7 games. Plus, I think Oklahoma City was better, but they did not have 2 key pieces. Jay Will, they missed out a big loss, and then the kid off the bench they had. There was another guy off the bench. They was hurt. Those 2 were big losses for OKC. That stopped them from beating the Spurs, in my opinion. I think training camp, Jay Kelly, is the 29th of September. I think that. I think it's, and preseason starts a couple of days later. Yeah, something like that. Oh, you was Kev? Yeah, I thought they could repeat. I still thought they could repeat until they lost. I didn't know that the hammy on Jay Williams was going to be as bad as it was. And there was a bench piece that was also hurt. Who was the bench piece for them that was hurt? They lost a bench piece and Jay Williams last year. And this year is going to be tough because you can't just be losing Lou Dort like that. I don't know. I mean, I know they had to make decisions because of the money, but daggone, man, Lou Dort is a key piece. He's a very key piece. They still got Caruso. They still got the other Jay Williams. They still got Casey Wallace. I think it was Wallace that was hurt. Am I right? I think it was Wallace. They got Jared McCain, AJ Mitchell. They got. I think it was either Wallace or McCain that was hurt. Yeah. It was AJ? Okay, thanks. So I think one of them. But that was a key bench piece along with Jay Williams. I mean, shoot. You can't lose that. That's tough, man. That's tough. And now you had to trade away Dort. Dort is a key defender on that team. Now, they still stacked now. I ain't going to say they ain't. They still stacked. Williams, Holmgren, Alexander, Hartenstein, Caruso. Of course, we know Jalen Williams, Casey Wallace. They got it. They stacked. They still stacked. Jared McCain, AJ Mitchell. They still stacked. But repeating ain't easy. Yeah, and Lou Dort is a tough loss for them, and he's going to make Atlanta a lot better. You're talking about Jason Johnson, Lou Dort, McConnell. They got a team over there, man. The problem, Atlanta really got to figure out what they're doing, what their bench look like, because that's the only thing. They gotta have a bench. If you want to get somewhere, especially in this East, you gotta have a bench, man. What the bench look like? So Johnson, Daniels, McCollum, Dort, Okongwu is tough. They still got Alexander Walker, John Landale. That's good. Corey Kispert. Yep. They got a nice bench now. They got a nice bench. Gaye, Asa Newell, young boys, nice bench. Ryan Nimhart, nice bench. Yeah. Oh, that's good. Good job, FBA. Yeah, Drummond, I think gonna be better. I'm still saying, can we get 15 minutes of high level Drummond this year? That's all I'm saying. Can we get 15 minutes of him? That would be that'd be very good. If we could do that, it'd be very good. Abraham asking, when is Josh Hart eligible for it? Let me look it up. I'll tell you right now. I'll tell you right now. Let me look it up. Let's look up Josh Hart. Let's see. Josh Hart is extension eligible. Oh, they don't say. I don't see anything about that. It doesn't say. He has got a team option for 27 of 22 million. I don't know if he's no, I don't think he's extension eligible unless he renounces that year. Unless the team renounces that year, I don't know, but I don't think he's extension eligible yet, Andrew. I don't see that. Doesn't look like he's extension eligible this year. He'll probably be extension eligible next summer, probably. See what they got as far as that. Let me see who they got. Josh Hart, August 10th. I guess he is. I'm looking at it. He's extension eligible August 10th, the deadline date. Ananobi's extension eligible next July. Jalen Brunson's extension eligible next July. Shamit extension eligible 2028, as is Alvarado, as is McCall. That's all I can see right here as I'm looking on spot right. It looks like that. It looks like that. Yeah, it looks like that's the case. I think Deuce is extension eligible now too. They don't put that there. Let me just see, because I know he's got extension deadline sometime in December. Let me see. Oh yeah, I guess he's not. Deuce is going to be an unrestricted free agent at the end of this season, so we'll see how that works out. I guess that would mean he's extension eligible. I don't know. Yeah, we'll see. Yeah, so we'll see. We'll see what happens. But tomorrow we'll find out, Abraham. We'll see tomorrow. We'll see tomorrow. We'll see. But the Knicks are in good shape, really are. We got our team back. Just replaced Mitchell Robinson with Drummond. We're gonna get another 5. We're gonna find out who it is, in the next month or so, if sooner. So the Knicks are in good shape. The main pieces are all back. I like that. So we'll be in good shape. The Knicks are in good shape. The Knicks have not had this good of an off season in a while. Reborn in Christ, that Knicks will be back-to-back champ. I hope you're right. I have no problem with that. Cat, what about Cat for FBA? You asked about Cat. Cat is extension eligible now, right? I think Cat is extension eligible right now. I think Cat can sign an extension. He has a player option for next year, which he could decide to extend now. Get rid of the player option and extend. He could. So we'll see. Yeah, I think he's extension eligible now. Cat is. He's got a player option for 27, 28. He could renounce that and sign an extension. Yeah. We're talking about that. So I think he will, and I think he's going to be a discount, and we're going to see. We'll see. Hey, listen, if they could win another one this year, I'll be done with it, man. I'll be like, what? That'd be all we need. The win one last year was amazing. Win another one. Oh man. We'll see. We'll see what we got going. All of us want to see the Knicks win a championship. Just all of us don't have the same vision as to how that will get done. Yeah, they could win again. I mean, you got to at least consider. They just won a championship. So you got to consider, with everybody coming back, that they could do it again. Okay. You got to consider that. So the Knicks are in the mix for the chip again. We'll see. Yeah, I believe you, Andrew. I believe he'll be motivated. We'll see how that motivation plays out. Yeah, it would be nice, APAP. Would be nice. Everybody, I don't think there's any Knicks fans that don't want to see them win another one. I think all of us are agreed. You've been watching since 92. I've been watching since 72. So I'm trying to tell you, we all want that to happen again. Believe me, we do. But we'll see. We'll see. Yeah. I don't know if you're going to get him to take another pay cut, Miss Edwards. I don't know about that. He took a $113 million haircut to get us here. I don't think he's going to do that again. I don't think he's going to do that again. Brunson going to get his money. Now, Cat going to take a little bit of a haircut. You know, uh, we'll see what happens after that. You're not going to keep this team forever, right? So let's be realistic. You're not going to keep this team forever. If we can win another championship, this would be the year to do it. This would be the year to do it. Okay. So this is probably the best opportunity right now the Knicks can repeat. It'd be the best opportunity. Be tough after this. Okay, you're gonna have to, guys could get old, man. Not everybody plays at the same level forever. That's why some people still look for pining for LeBron in New York. This ain't 32-year-old LeBron. This 41-year-old LeBron. That's different. Yeah, yeah. So yeah, I don't know. But you're not going to keep this team together forever. It's not like the salary cap, the aprons, they stop you from doing that. So you're not going to be able to keep them together. I'm glad we got most of them back for this coming season. You know, just that we got them back here. This is good. See, so we'll see. And you're going to have a hard time trying to find anybody that can fit in for Karl Anthony Towns. You don't get guys like that all the time. It's just very difficult to get a Karl Anthony Towns, man. And you get a guy that can do what he does. There's only a few players that could do it. You got Joker. I can't think of anybody else. Can y'all think of any other five that could do what Cat does? Aside from the Joker? I can't think of anybody else. And as available as he is, I don't know. You got some guys with talent, you know, KP got talent, but he's not available. I don't know who else you can do. You know, even like the younger guy, like your Walker Kessler, he can't shoot like Karl Anthony Towns. You got some that could shoot and some that could do other things, but nobody puts that package together like Cat does. He does everything, man. Yeah, it's very, very difficult to find. So he's 30, going to be 31, going to be 32 in November. Okay. You really want, or is he going to be 31 in November? Let me see. When is this boy going to be 31? Let me see here. Cat is 30. He's going to be 31 in November. So you got like 2 more good years of Cat. You got really 2 more really high level Cat years, I think. This year, because he's still in his prime, 32, because he's going to want to prove everybody he can still ball. So maybe Sengun. Yeah, right, McCormick. Maybe. And that's a maybe, right? That's not even a definite. That's a maybe. Maybe Sengun. I'll give you Sengun. I'll give you that. That's a maybe, though. And that really, right? That's a maybe. So, so I don't know, man. That's tough. That's tough. That's tough, man. That's tough. Oh, I love the Cat trade. I was calling for that a year before it happened. I love the Cat trade because I knew he wasn't as soft as he had been in the early part of his career. The first time he went to the playoffs with Tibbs, he was soft, but he learned since then. A lot of people didn't let him grow, didn't understand that he wasn't the same guy, that he had learned from that. And now we see. Now we see. Homeboy did learn. Homeboy did do it. He did do it. Wemby, maybe. But I think, can we agree, Anthony? Wemby's way more light in the ass than Cat, right? And the referees were trying to play Wemby's like they were. Is it like Wemby referees were his sixth man? You know what I mean? So they want Wemby to be successful. If they let homeboy be, let him catch what everybody else catch, I think his lightness would show up. His lightness would show up. Yeah, I only see the Joker really, and Joker won a chip too, just like the Knicks. It's really the Joker and Cat. Really, is what you're dealing with. They're trying to bring Wemby as the Knicks' new face. I get it, but yeah, they thought it was going to be Chet Holmgren, but Chet Holmgren too light in the behind too. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, exactly, Javon. That's what I'm saying. You gotta, I don't know. You gotta see what happens. Cat been solid, been available, and just can do everything with a basketball, man. Okay, so in the NBA, there's three caps. Each cap, if you go over, brings penalties. Okay, each cap brings penalties. So if you go over the regular cap, but don't go over the first apron, you got some penalties. You got to pay a little bit of a tax. If you go over the first apron, you got to pay a little bit more tax. But if you go over the second apron, this is what happens. For every dollar you're over the second apron, you pay $3 in taxes. So let's say the Knicks was $1 million over the second apron. They pay at least $3 million in taxes. Okay, at least, maybe more. So you start multiplying the tax when you go over the apron. Does that make sense? So a team that goes over the first apron or goes over the cap but doesn't go over the two aprons, they're not going to pay a tax like the Knicks. Okay. So going over the second apron, you pay a lot of money. A $6 million player will really cost you $18 million. Really, 24 million the salary plus 18 million in taxes. You see that? Does that make sense? See, so that no, I think that's right. That's a good CBA. That keeps teams competitive. It keeps teams. They got to be smart. They got to play. That's why I'm so mad at Clippers for trying to circumvent the system. The system is built to put check and minuses on every team, checks and balances on every team, and it keeps the league competitive. The competitive NBA people sometimes act as if they want to see one team just dominate for 10 years. I don't want to see that. No, I don't want to see. I saw the Lakers do that in the 80s. I saw the Celtics do that in the 80s. We saw the Bulls do it. I don't want to see that. I want to see competition between the teams. Competition. You could lose picks too, Donna. You could lose picks, but it's the owners. If you're the owner, you don't want to pay taxes, right? So you could be making a lot of money without paying taxes. You would do it, right? The picks you don't want to lose either, but it's the taxes, man. So you get a guy that makes 6 million and you end up that's worth 6 million, but you end up paying 24 million for him. That's a major problem. That's a major problem. So Mitchell Robinson, if the Knicks went over the cap to pay him, he's getting this year, I think he's getting $16 million, right? Am I right? They would be paying for 1 year for Mitchell Robinson 60 something $1 million. See, that's what I mean. That's why they ain't going over the cap. If he's getting 16 million and they go over the cap by his 16 million, that's 48 million in taxes plus his 16 million. So they would pay 64 million in 1 year for Mitchell Robinson. And they will keep paying that. You know what I mean? Because not only do you get taxed, but you get what's called a repeater tax. Like if you stay over the apron, you got more penalties. No, owners don't want to do that. That's to keep the owners in check. That's built to keep the owners in check. That's right. So there are some owners that like Leon, like not Leon, but James Dolan, the money's not a problem. They'll pay the money. They got the money. But it's the tax they don't want to pay. The second apron tax and the repeater tax. Because what you're doing is you're costing yourself tax money. Number two, you're overpaying for players that ain't worth. So you're gonna get a $6 million player, and because you're over the cap, you're gonna pay him 24 million. You're paying 24 million. You don't want to do that's not smart. You don't want to do that. You don't mind paying a Karl Anthony Towns $57 million because why? He can win you a championship. But you're not going to pay Deuce McBride, for example. You're not going to pay Deuce McBride 40 million in a year, though he's an important piece. And I'm Deuce High. I'm not going to pay 40 million a year for Deuce McBride. See? Yeah, and they're going to pay. See, if you're going to go over the second apron, if you were going to, Golden State choose to go over the second apron when they won their fourth championship or their third championship. Okay, that's why you do it. You got a legacy. You got a dynasty. You might want to pay to keep that. Okay. And they're making a ton of money in San Francisco on a new stadium also. So they'll pay. And even they are cutting back now. See? So your owners don't want to just give away money. And that's what you're doing. You don't want to just give away money. Yeah, so there's a lot of there's penalties for the second apron. That's why Dolan said we're not going over the second apron. He don't want to do that. They just paid Alvarado 4.5 million this year. If they were over the second apron, they would have paid for Alvarado. They will be paying about 16 million for his with the tax and his salary. Yeah, probably Javon. They're gonna have some more jerseys in the. I will tell you what, Brunson's jersey is gonna go in the rafters. I could tell you that right now. I don't care how much longer he plays. When he's retired, that number 11 is going in the rafters at Madison Square Garden. Oh yeah, oh yeah. OG is underrated. It's very difficult to guard the Knicks because of the force that's Jalen Brunson, because of the force that's Karl Anthony Towns. It's very difficult. Like you said, again, thank you, Raheem, for the $5. But you can't sleep on OG, and if you do, he's gonna kill you. Look what happened last year. OG started going grown ass man on Wemby. When he got one-on-one on Wemby, he was killing that boy. You see what I'm saying? He was killing him. The best shot you got at the Knicks is to hope that Josh Hart is missing his jump shot. That's what you got to hope. That's really what you got to hope. If Josh Hart is missing his jump shot, you got a chance. But with Jalen Brunson doing his thing, Karl Anthony Towns doing their thing, the road runner cutting hard, Josh Hart getting loose balls and rebounds, plus if he's hitting his three, OG's going to kill you. You got a problem. And then that's why you bring Deuce off the bench. You bring him off the bench now with Drummond. You're going to have Shaman. What that boy used to say from The Wire? What that boy used to say from The Wire? That's what I'm saying. They are hard to guard, man. Very difficult to guard. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, McCormick. And he's getting paid like it. 5 years, 240 million. The boy getting money. That's 48 million a year. Oh, goodness, man. Oh, they better hope. The other teams better hope the Knicks get hurt. That's exactly, Javon. That's the only way you're going to beat us, because it's going to be hard, man. You play. If they stay healthy, the league has got a problem. You hear what I'm saying? Yeah, Clay Davis, the dude that played him, died, right, Donna? Yeah, rest in peace. Rest in peace. Clay Davis. That's what. Woo, man. It's tough to guard the Knicks, man. It's tough. And then your second unit. Now, don't get Diabate. If the Knicks get Diabate, this is a wrap. You hear me? I'm telling y'all, just like I told y'all, if they give the ball to Cat, it was a wrap. Was it? Told y'all. If they get Diabate this year, it's a wrap. It's over. I'm trying to tell you, it's over. You better hope the Knicks stick with Andre Drummond and Dion Robbins or somebody, because you go get Diabate, this is a wrap. It's a wrap. And don't let him get Diabate and still keep Tyler Kolek. I don't know, Guilford. I don't know. I can't, because I can't control the All-Star voting, right? I don't know how, and fans in New York are notorious for not voting for their team. I mean, notorious. There have been times when you just thought for sure you're gonna get multiple All-Stars, like when Juju and JB, for real. And then you don't see it, or you see somebody get voted in, somebody get called in by the coaches. I've been voting starting five for the Knicks every year. Just starting five. That's it. So anyway, it depends on if OG get it. Depends on how New York fans vote. If they vote, and they might, we just won the chip, so we might. I don't know. Yeah, we might. You're right, Javon. There's a lot going on in New York. Oh yeah, I'm 100% sure that when Brunson retires, he's going to be in the rafters. Just based, if he was not to play anymore, he would be in the rafters for New York, no doubt. But yeah, but anyway, That's what happens when you win a chip in New York. So that's going to be the situation. That's going to be the situation. So we'll see. Oh, I don't know, Andrew. I don't like to say stuff like that. That's just hopeful thinking. I don't care if he averages 10, 10, and 10. Can we win? That's all I know. I know if Cat has the ball in his hands, the Knicks are very difficult to guard. That's all I could. If he got the ball in his hands, they're very difficult to guard. And so um, that's all I want. How much he averages, I don't care. Can we win? Can we win? Yes. Can we win? Yeah, exactly. I hope that with the chip, I'm with y'all. I'd like to see OG not only get to be an all-star, but be first team all defense. Right? I mean, right? What y'all think? I think he should be not only an all-star, but first team all defense. OG should have been first team all defense this year, and he wasn't. I think it was third team or second team or some crazy. He should have been first team all defense this year. So we'll see. Yeah, get the dub. Exactly. I just want him to have the ball. That was the dude that played Clay Davis on The Wire, Andrew Abraham. The guy that played Clay Davis. What was the guy that played guy? Let me just. What was his name? He passed away. Rest in peace to him. He passed away. Isaiah Whitlock Jr. Yeah, Isaiah Whitlock Jr. That's who played Clay Davis. He died last year. End of last year, he died. Poor brother. Rest in peace. He died last year. Yeah. That's how he used to say it, though. Go on YouTube, Andrew Abraham, and say Clay Davis. Watch. That was his term, man. She. And he be holding it too. She. Clay Davis, man. Idris Elba said, I want you to take somebody out. He said, who? He said, Clay Davis. He said, Clay Davis. He said, the Clay Davis? Downtown Clay Davis? Nah, man. No, you're right. I mean, they're not older, but they're mature, but they still play at a high level. Like I said, we got about 2 more seasons. I say 2 more seasons. I see 2 more seasons. Isaiah Whitlock might have been on power, but he died last December 30th, so he ain't going to be on there no more. He died December 30th, 2025. How did he die? Let me see. He died after a short illness in New York City Hospital, December 30th, 2025, at the age of 71. So he might have been on there, but he ain't on there no more. I know, right? McGovern, he does. He got a whole reel, man. Shit. That's what I thought of, though. When you're talking about guarding the Knicks, guarding OG, you better hope they hurt. Because otherwise, there's going to be a problem. There's going to be a problem. Look, the Knicks didn't just win the chip. Can we agree? The Knicks dominated the playoffs. Can we agree? Do y'all understand that? They dominated the playoffs. They beat Atlanta 4-2. That was the closest series they had. And y'all know what happened to Atlanta in that final game. I mean, they got. And then they swept Philly, swept them, swept Cleveland, swept them. And then they go to Spurs. Everybody talking about the Spurs. They only won 1 game. It was a gentleman's sweep. The Knicks dominated the playoffs. It wasn't even close. They dominated the playoffs. So I'm just saying, man, please. Man, please. We're going to see. See, everybody's like, Detroit beat them in the regular season. You don't win chips in the regular season. You win chips in June. Isn't that right, y'all? Oh, Detroit dominated them in the regular season. Okay. But Detroit had a problem getting by Cleveland. They had a problem getting by Cleveland. And let me tell you something, man. They ain't going to be as good. Malik Beasley, come on. You can't just lose on Malik Beasley. Even though you got Duncan now. You got Duncan Robinson. I'm going to give you that. You got him. But come on. Tobias Harris is a pro's pro, man. Talk about polish. When you look in the dictionary next to polish, you're going to see Tobias Harris. Now, John Collins is a nice young player, but daggone Tobias Harris is a pro's pro, man. Pro's pro. Yeah, he said, the Clay Davis, downtown Clay Davis. He said, the game more fierce now. He said, my man said, I like a revolver. He said, yeah, that was back in the day, with the game more fierce now. Oh, man. He said, murder ain't no thing, but you talking, Day of the Jackal right here. I told you, man. I told you, man. that show, oh my God, man. That show, it took me a minute to get into it because of all the murders that was going on. There's a couple, like that show was like, if you ever see the show from Britain called MI5, it was like that. All the heroes gets killed in MI5. You don't usually watch a show where the heroes die. But in MI5, every time somebody was a hero, they got killed. Like you knew the hero was going to get killed eventually. Get blown up, get shot, get poisoned. Hero's going to die. And that was hard to watch. But they're going, The Wire was, oh God, man, that was something else, man. That was street level brilliance, man. It really was. Talk about ghetto fabulous. That was street level brilliance right there. Even the heads that they was portraying said, this is real. The guy that was portrayed, that Omar portrayed, the guy that portrayed, not Omar too, Omar and what's the boy name? Marlo. They were all saying, these cats are like, this is real. Matter of fact, the dude that played Brody, he said he got arrested while he was on the set. Broadus got arrested while he was on the set, man. They thought, well, Raheem, yes, that's why they signed Mr. Diawara first. They signed him. Right after the season over, they signed Mo. Mo D is going to play a role, and he should play a role. He played, the Summer League didn't really do him justice. When you see him playing with Brunson, Cat and them, you see him playing with Deuce and Shamit and them, you're going to see that boy, he's going to be good, man. He's going to be good. He's going to be good. I like Mo D. They got a steal right there. 51, I think they drafted homeboy. 51? See, that's why y'all don't need to be questioning who the Knicks are getting ready to sign. You see what they got with Mo D? 51. Come on, y'all. They know what they're doing. You ain't got to be caught. What about this one? What about Nick Rizzo? Listen, man, they know what they're doing. They know what they're doing. You understand? So, we're going to be all right. We're going to be all right. Thanks for the $2, Raheem. We're going to be all right. We're going to be all right. Don't you worry about it. The Knicks got it. Yeah, I'm saying he playing off Brunson. He playing off Cat. He playing off Drummond. He playing with Deuce. He playing with Shamit. Man, please. He going to be good, man. We got it. Demo, thanks for the $2. If Trump don't show up, it's Spurs. Demo, you ain't lied yet, bro. You ain't lied yet. You ain't telling nothing but some straight truth right there. Nothing but some straight truth. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, the Knicks bench is going to be just as tough next season as it was last season. And what you're really doing is you're taking out Mitch Rob and you're adding in two players. You're adding in Diawara and you're adding in Drummond. Okay. Oh, yeah. Detroit, that's right. You lose Beef Stew, you lose Malik, and now you losing Tobias. Where Tobias at anyway? Oh, he in San Antonio, right? Damn, San Antonio got better, man. They got two vets there, Bonds and Tobias. They got two polished dudes right there to play alongside that beanpole fool. They got two polished dudes. Plus, they got Castle. Castle's, y'all know Castle Rough. Castle Rough. You know, it's funny. I used to think De'Aaron Fox was like that superstar dude. I mean, he is really good, right? De'Aaron Fox been good since he was like 13 years old, right? But he is like, when you talk about their team, he's not the top four, right? I mean, I think you're talking about Wemby, Castle, Harper, right? Uh, Barnes, Tobias Harris, and let's not forget my boy, Devin Vassell. So you're not even talking about, he's not even top 6 top on that team. And that's De'Aaron Fox we talking about, right? Harper, Castle, Wemby, right? Devin Vassell, PJ, what's the dude name from Kentucky? Is it Johnson? They rough, man. They are rough. Gilford McCormick. I don't care who they invite. You listen. I want the best man to win. That's all. If it's Tony Bradley, let it be him. If it's Jamaican Coconut, Nick Richards, let it be him. Whoever. If it's Leon Robbins from wherever he come from, let it be him. Whoever wins, let them win. That's one thing. Ain't gonna be no politics on this thing now. They're gonna let the best man win. I don't care who it is. Right now, I don't have no favorites. My favorite is Diabate. Other than that, I ain't got no favorites. I like Diabate and C-Shape. Other than them, forget it. Whoever wins, wins. Okay, I don't care if they get John Doe Blow from Eastern Bloc of Europe somewhere. I don't care. Just bring somebody in. Let's see if they can win. Whoever wins the champion, whoever wins the spot, wins the spot. I don't care who it is. I ain't got no favorites in this game. That's all. I got people I don't want. Like, I really don't favor Nick Richards. I think people overhyped him like they overhyped they're going Moses Brown. Somehow Moses Brown became like Moses from Mount Sinai. Everybody was tripping. Why don't we get Moses Brown? Because he sucks. That's why. Dang. You know what I'm saying? Come on, man. Yeah, Donald, Kyle got a 5-year deal in Germany. He wasn't getting no 5-year deal with the Knicks. That's why he took the German money. It's about the money. So he went back to Germany and got 5-year deal and some euros. They didn't say how much he got, but you got to figure it was at least a good amount of money, like at least 2-3 million euros a year. You hear what I'm saying? But I see, I'm just saying, man, you don't know how many emails, how many DMs, how many people contacted me. Why don't the Knicks take old Moses Brown? I was like, it's like, what? You got to be kidding me. Moses Brown. Why? Because he got size 18 feet? Because he's 7 feet 2? Why? See, that's what some people do, though. They just look at, oh, God, he's 7'1". He's got a 7-foot wingspan. We got to get him. Come on, damn. This ain't Herman Munster from the Monsters showing up on the court, man. This ain't Wilt Chamberlain. Come on, man. Nah, he's not Andrew Evans. Don't get carried away. The boy's a rookie. He gonna play out his rookie contract. He gonna get his extension, and he gonna end up starting. So that's not don't get X on me now, Andrew. You know better than that. The boy's a rookie. Come on, man. He's good now. I ain't gonna front. And yeah, he good. He good. But listen, you think the Spurs gonna let that boy walk? You out your mind. You think the Spurs gonna let that boy? You know somebody proposed a trade. Y'all know who Brandon Miller is? Wait, y'all know Brandon Miller from Charlotte, right? Like he's like top 5 pick. Somebody said, let's trade Tyler Kolek and Daddy for Brandon Miller. I was like, wait, I know you ain't just mentioned that. No, you didn't do that. What? There's some things that you go, I'll be like, come on, man. Come on, man. That's some real hard crack pipe material. That's all I'm saying. That's some real hard crack pipe material. Oh my God, man. Somebody done took the powder, added some soda, and put it into rock. And they had too much powder and not enough soda. And they put that mess in there and bugged the freak out. You hear what I'm saying? They bugged the freak out. I was like, what? You kidding me? You got to be kidding me. So, yes, Mr. Harper is going to get his money. He's going to be in San Antonio for a long time. Now, I can understand if Mr. Harper leaves because he sees the Knicks getting a little old and he decide he want, Harper is a New Jersey boy. Y'all know that, right? He's a New Jersey boy. So listen, Harper was a rookie last year. Now, some rookies fall off the cliff a little bit. Some of them do. Some of them, they, like Ben Simmons. Boy, when that boy was a rookie and that boy was in his first 2-3 years, Ben Simmons was the dude. Y'all remember that? He was DPOY. Dude was going triple-double. Dude was all that. And then Doc Rivers ruined him right here. Doc Rivers did that whole Tina Turner Ike. He had him right here. Messed him up. Ain't been the same since. So some dudes, can bust out as rookies and never come back. I don't think it's going to be the case of young Mr. Harper, though. I think it's going to be the opposite. What you saw from Harper last year was just a tip of the iceberg. I think, boy, it's going to be the deal in just like 2 seasons. Give him 2 more years. He's going to be the deal. By the time he's ready for an extension now, that's what. Now, he may want to come to New York. I mean, after all, it is New York. And after all, he is a Jersey boy. He might even be a Knicks fan, like Cat. So that's a possibility now. But I know the Spurs ain't that stupid. No, they not. They're going to throw the vault at that boy when they get a chance. Now, that's the problem the Spurs have. They're already through the bank vault at Wemby. We get it. Did Castle? I think Castle signed an extension. Did he not? Stephen Castle? Did he sign an extension? I mean, I think he did. Let me get them down. Let me get them San Antonio Spurs in here for them. Let me see what they got. Where is San Antonio? They're going. Where they at? There you go. Okay. Let me see what did they pay Stephen Castle yet? They paid Devin Vassell. Oh, man. You know what they messed up on? They're going De'Aaron Fox. 49, 53, 57, and 61. Oh, hell no. They done messed themselves up. So Vic going to get 17 this year. Then he started out at 43, 47, 50, and all that. Now, that's where Castle at. Oh, they ain't paid Castle yet. They're going to have to pay homeboy. Dylan Harper going to get his money. You're going to have to give some money up. See? They're going to get the money up. Okay. Here's my prediction. You ready? Here's my prediction. You ready? Because look, they got 21 million in second apron space, and they're going to need every penny. Let me tell you something. Trade deadline this year. Watch De'Aaron Fox get moved. They're going to move De'Aaron Fox. They can talk all this mess now. We like De'Aaron. He's with the team. He's part of it. They're going to move that boy. They're going to have to give away picks to do it. Now, San Antonio happens to have picks, right? Am I not lying? Am I lying to you? San Antonio got their own pick, 2027. They got Oklahoma City. No, they losing the pick to OKC 2027, but they got one from Atlanta 2027. They got one from Boston 2028. They got their own 29, their own 30, 31. They got picks up the yin yang. So they're going to have to give away a pick or 2 to move De'Aaron Fox. They're going to move De'Aaron Fox. Why? Because they want to maintain Stephon Castle, Dylan Harper Jr. They already got Devin Vassell, and they got Wemby. See? Right. Javon, I was thinking the same thing. Brooklyn could add picks and Fox this year. I'm trying to tell y'all. Fox get moved. There's no way. Right now, they're talking about, so you're going to have to pay. You're going to have to pay these young boys. You're going to have to pay. You got, and let us not forget, y'all remember, they got Carter Bryant too. Now, Carter Bryant was a steal, right? I mean, he was a rookie playing lockdown defense. So they going to keep him. They keeping him. You got to pay him. You're going to have to pay Castle. You're going to have to pay Harper. You're already paying Wembanyama. You're going to probably you might move Keldon Johnson. You might move him. He's going to be unrestricted. But I'm going to tell you, 49, 53, 57, 61, they moving Fox. They moving Fox. And they're going to have to give picks to do it. Brooklyn could take him. Javon is right. Brooklyn could take him. Say, okay, give me 3 first rounders with Fox. We do it. That's what I'm saying. Brooklyn could take him. Okay? Brooklyn could take him. And I think, am I right, Andrew? Brooklyn has the most cap space, I think, of any team. Isn't that right? Isn't Brooklyn like the big time cap space guys, right? As far as right? I think, let me just see here. Who got the most cap space? Let me see. Cap tracker. Let's see here. Who got the biggest cap space in the league right now? And I think you got Memphis, Chicago, um, Brooklyn. Brooklyn got 89 million. 89 million. Shit. I don't know, y'all. They got money. Memphis, Charlotte, Chicago, Atlanta, Dallas, Milwaukee, Detroit, Brooklyn. They all got some money. I don't know. We're gonna see. De'Aaron Fox is gonna be a commodity. De'Aaron Fox is gonna be a commodity. You think San Antonio gonna be paying this boy 50 million, 60 million? And you got Dylan Harper already sitting there on a rookie deal? I think Mr. Fox is gonna end up in Brooklyn. That's a possibility. I know, right, Andrew? Shit. I know. That's the truth, though, right? I mean, for real. Fox and Juju across the bridge, y'all. Fox and Juju down there with Biggie Small, man. I'm blowing up like you thought I would. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying, y'all. I think he's gonna be moved. He's gonna be moved before. I think you're gonna see a move by the deadline. See, San Antonio got time to do that because they so young. They so young. They can move De'Aaron Fox and they can move on with Dylan Harper, right? And they can go forward with life, man. Okay, so they may not win it this year, but they can go forward with life. They can go forward with life, man. They got, I mean, as far as, all right, so they got De'Aaron Fox, Jordan McLaughlin, Stephen Castle can play point guard, Dylan Harper can play point guard. You got guys that could do it. All right, so yeah. That's what I'm saying. Stephen A. 10 box office. That's right. You're all right. I ain't lying. You ain't lying yet. But I'm looking at these numbers on San Antonio. I'm saying, oh, hell no. Not damn San Antonio. They ain't paying all that money for no damn De'Aaron Fox now. They ain't doing it. I'm trying to tell you right now. Nah. I think the Nets could add. I think the Nets could add Fox to Randall. I think that's the real thing here, though. They ain't got the Nets. I mean, I think they could do it. I mean, you mean I don't know. Do they need to trade Randall? I don't know. They got Michael Porter Jr., Juju at 33, Michael Porter Jr. in the last year, his deal at 41. I think they could do it because right now the Nets got 49 million in first apron space. They 40 million under the cap, and they got 61 million in second apron space. So they can trade Michael Porter Jr. and they can get De'Aaron Fox. They could do it. They could do that. They could do that. And, they got all them young boys they drafted. They wasted all their picks on last year. And I mean, wasted. I don't like none of the dudes they pick. I'm like, where the hell they get these guys from? Whatever. But they could have, they could De'Aaron Fox. I don't know. I know. But, it works because you got MPJ on an expiring deal. MPJ is on the last year of his deal at 41. So you get MPJ in there, he's going to be 28 years old in his prime. Send him off to San Antonio. San Antonio could trade him again at the end of the year, let him walk or whatever. But now you got the space in San Antonio. That's a perfect deal. That's a perfect deal. Oh, you trying to get Juju to Texas? Okay. Yeah. You might be right about that. You get Juju down to Texas. I think that'll work. In fact, y'all tried the trade machine yet? Let's see. Let's do it on the trade machine. See if it worked, man. Let's propose a trade. Now, I think Juju can't be traded until, I want to say until December 15th, right? I think he can't be traded December 15th. But let's take a look at this. Let's see what we got here. Let me see. Juju is a trade candidate. Let's see. We sent him to San Antonio. And from San Antonio, yeah, we're gonna get something in return. Trade machine tripping on me. We're gonna get something. We're gonna get Darren Fox. Oh, this trade fails. Why does it fail? Let's see. What does it say? It says team will be under first apron tax team after trade has been completed. You exceeded the allowable incoming by $7 million. Okay, so the Nets need to send somebody else out. That's no problem. Who we sending out? Let me just see. There ain't no problem. We send somebody else out. Who we sending out? Let's say we start over. Let me start over, man. Let me start over. Let's start over. Let's restart this thing. Let's see. Let's say if we sent, all right, we're not gonna send Juju. We're not gonna send Juju. We're gonna keep Juju in Brooklyn. We're gonna keep Juju in Brooklyn. Let's get back. Let's get him back. Remove. Let's send him back. Let's send Michael Porter Jr. to San Antonio. How'd that work? Send Michael Porter Jr. Oh, that works. That works. Michael Porter Jr. for De'Aaron Fox. That works. That works. Why? Because again, if you're San Antonio, wouldn't you want to get a guy on an expiring deal to get rid of your biggest problem as far as money? Give me Michael Porter Jr. Let's do this thing. Michael Porter Jr. going to be 1 year in San Antonio. Got a chance to, up his value a little bit. Hey, listen, man, I'd do that. Nah, I ain't going to do that. They got to have the money work. I mean, who is it brought it up? Demo? You got to have the money work, bro. You can't just name players. Get some money in here. Money talk, BS walk. You got to have money. So they trade Michael Porter Jr. at $41 million. They get back De'Aaron Fox at $49 million. Trade is successful. Trade is successful. That works. New Orleans, Andrew, you have to understand something. Joe Dumars and Jamal Mosley, not Joe, they've already said they're not trading Trey Murphy III. They shouldn't, and they're not going to. So Trey Murphy III ain't going nowhere. He ain't going nowhere. They keeping him. They should. Trey Murphy III is the real deal. And you want to build around somebody, that's the guy you start with. Zion and him. Do it. Okay? They're going to be good. No, but listen, I think we on to something, y'all. Now, don't start no rumors on X with these people that like to go crazy, man. Then all of a sudden the crack pipe people come out and we start really tripping. You know what I'm saying? But I can see San Antonio moving Fox. And I can see the Nets giving up MPJ. And that would work for both teams. That removes a major salary problem from San Antonio. That makes the Nets look as if on paper they might be legitimate. But they're not. But it makes them look that way, though, don't it? It makes them look that way, especially if they get some of San Antonio's picks from it. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, but I don't think you can get Juju. If you go to take Juju and put him back in Texas, you got to send more than one player out. You got to send Juju out. You probably got to send Keon Ellis out, but he's trade restricted. You may have to send Mo Wagner out. You may have to send Clowney out. Yeah, I don't know. You could probably do it if you send out Clowney with Juju. If you send out Clowney with Juju, you might be able to do it. But yeah, I like the MPJ fit. He's going to be unrestricted. So he's on the expiring deal. You got money now. So you could Dylan Harper, you got him, you could lock him up. You could lock up when it's time, Stephon Castle, you could lock them up. You already got Wemby. You already got Dagon Johnson from Kentucky. You already got Devin Vassell. I don't know. And then you got a bunch of young dudes. You got Carter Bryant. You could lock all them cats up. Just getting rid of De'Aaron Fox, you could lock all them cats up. That's what I'm saying. So, yeah, man, I could see that coming. I'm telling y'all, I smell a trade coming. Sometime by the trade deadline. I'm trying to tell you, Somebody was. It wouldn't make sense if you're trying to win a chip this year if you're San Antonio because you're breaking up a major piece of your team, in the middle of the thing. But this is for future. This is a future value situation because you're going to have to pay Stephon Castle, and you're going to be paying him a lot of money. You're going to pay Dylan Harper in 2 years a lot of money. So now you got the money. You're going to have to pay Carter Bryant too. You got it. You got it now. Shoot, that's going to be rough, man. Shoot. Yep. I wouldn't be surprised to see De'Aaron Fox in Brooklyn. Well, what does Toronto have? Toronto would be giving up. They can't really because Toronto, if I'm not mistaken, they got IQ locked up for like 150 million, right? IQ's down for like 150. They can't. They ain't. No, I don't think so, man. I don't know about that one. Let me see Toronto. Toronto got, let me see, this year they got Scotty 40. They're going to keep Scotty. I don't care what Scotty's getting paid. They're keeping him. Brandon Ingram, he got a player option for 42 next year. Quick is down 32 and a half for the next 3 years, so they owe him 100 million. RJ, he's a possible candidate. He's going to be an expiring deal. You might be able to do it. You might. They done already traded Grady Dick and Brandon, but they gonna get them back because they gonna get that trade get nullified. So I don't know. We have to see. Charlotte. Charlotte got the room, but who does San Antonio want from Charlotte besides Diabate? I don't know. That's right, FBA. You must play 82 games to get paid this year. Oh, man. I don't know how his uncle will respond to that. But Brooklyn is the best situation. You move MPJ, you keep Juju. I mean, you'd have to trade 2 players. I'm just trying to say, what 2 players would they be trading? If they traded Juju, okay, if they did, they have to be trading somebody else with him. He alone is not enough. So let me see. If you traded, you ain't trading none of them young rookies, Igor or whatever the hell his name is. No, you ain't doing that. You got Clowney. I don't think that. Well, let's say they were moving Clowney. If they were moving Clowney and Juju, that might get it done. Let me see. Let's check it out. Can they move Clowney and Juju? Let's see. We're going to talk about, no, not the Knicks. We're talking about Brooklyn, and we're talking about San Antonio. All right. So if we were moving from Brooklyn, we're moving Juju, and let's say it was Clowney. We need it. Okay. We're going to do De'Aaron Fox to Brooklyn. Then we're going to go back and do Clowney to, let me see. Where Clowney at? Where that boy at? There he is. Okay, let's see. He's expiring, so they won't, I guess the trade machine won't let me put Clowney in there. All right. Not Mo Wagner. If it was Keon Ellis, it'd be done, but he's restricted too. Nah, it's got to be MPJ. Got to be MPJ, y'all. It can't be, no. Got to be MPJ. Oh, God, but dang, I'm telling y'all, watch for De'Aaron Fox. That's a move that could be made. It's a move that could be made. Anyway, time. I've been on here longer than my usual self. We're not going to dinner today out, so I bought some chicken for home, so I'm going to go have that today. But anyway, always good hanging with y'all. Please be safe out here. Don't go too crazy. Don't mess with them pipes. We're going to get Knicks in 5. Knicks in 5. That's right. Let's do this thing. Let's see what the Knicks do. They're going to do something. I know that. We're going to see what it is. It's going to be exciting after it's all done, y'all. Don't worry. Trust the Don. He know what he's doing. We'll talk soon. Shalom.